Welcome everybody to Storm King's Thunder episode 8 right here on Proficiency Bonus. We are so glad that you are joining us tonight. Tonight's a very special night for us. It's Blue Night, and if I bring us over to our wonderful cast here, we are all decked out in our blue, and we are jamming out to some blue tonight, and we are so glad that you're here with us. So thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to all of our followers and subscribers so far. We're glad that you are with us. Those of you who didn't get a chance to hear last week, we are now a Twitch affiliate channel, so you do have the ability to click that subscribe button up there to support this channel and help us out as we are having, we're just clubbing it out tonight. This is going to be fun.
Yep.
I'm so excited. So welcome everybody. Just a few announcements. If you haven't gotten a chance yet, on Monday nights we have just started a new stream. I think we had just had episode 2 this week of Tomb of Annihilation, run by our very own Matthew, who plays Molfin in our Storm King's Thunder. And Matthew, how's it been going with Tomb of Annihilation so far with the new cast?
They're tricksy. Had 2 really good sessions. Had a couple of things we tried to plan out. Well, I shouldn't say we tried to plan out, get a couple of encounters going, and they managed to find their way through them. It's interesting. I'm enjoying their problem solving.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. They're very creative in how they approach just all the conflicts in general. It's a very
it's
interesting.
Definitely not how I envisioned it going, but it's definitely interesting.
Awesome. I do want to apologize as well for tonight. I'm having some nasal issues again, like I was about 2 weeks ago. I wasn't feeling really well, so if I sound kind of tonight, that's why. I'm having trouble breathing through my nose. So yeah, Christy, was it you that was feeling a little bit under the weather today too?
Yeah, not feeling really great, but I'm here.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that you made it. We're here to dive back into Storm King's Thunder tonight. So now that we've got that song stuck in our heads for the rest of eternity.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I'm going to go ahead and switch our soundtrack back up to some more appropriate music.
I've lost all motivation to play.
I don't know, that was pretty
Sorry.
appropriate.
Yeah, like if we get a battle, let's have that be our battle theme.
Awesome.
All those copyright strikes.
Well, I do want to mention to all our viewers tuning in right now that we do have a giveaway that will happen during the break tonight, probably sometime around 9:30. Zos has put together an amazing gift package for the lucky giveaway winner. I believe it's a hat, a shirt, and some other things. What else do we got, Zos?
Okay, so it's a hat, and see, it's this, and then it's this. I'm going to IKEA you and make you assemble it. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to iron on the proficiency bonus on the t-shirt and on the hat. So the hat will have PV, and the shirt will have proficiency bonus on it, and it'll be really cool because then you can walk around and it's like we don't have merch yet, but you would have that, and it's it would be really
original,
cool.
one of a kind.
It's original, and it is handmade from
Limited edition.
Yeah, I mean,
limited edition.
you're not
And
going to
then
get another one
also-
like it. It's like a one
No,
and only.
yeah.
That's amazing.
With asymmetrical lettering. You'll get this one of a kind.
That's awesome.
And then I also was going to give a face mask away because, I promote self-care. And I know that most of our audience, I think, is dudes. I didn't even mean to do this, but I picked up one that is for men. So if your masculinity was particularly fragile, rest assured, it's a face mask for men. It's one of those cool peel-off ones, and it's like the charcoal one too. So I think it's the one where you peel it off and you see all of the blackheads and stuff come.
Oh gosh!
Yeah.
Do that to me.
I love
And
that.
then I don't have the t-shirt yet. I'm gonna get it when I know what size the person that I'm sending it to is. So there
Alright.
you go.
Perfect.
That's the giveaway.
Yeah, it's like when you were talking about the blackheads thing, I just remember all those nasty like medical videos people share on Facebook.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's and
Oh,
it's
they're the best.
and it's so hard not
That's
to
so
watch them.
satisfying.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so-
like a.
It's really not though.
It's
I
not
haven't
for
come-
everybody.
Rule videos. They're my favorite.
Yes. And Zos, in your next gift bag, we need to make sure that there's some wax for people's mustaches, because Matthew is really getting into that handlebar thing going on.
Looking glorious.
Definitely getting it trained up. So
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, just a few quick recap of last week and what happened on episode 7. A reminder: last week we did a disaster relief episode, and what I was going to do throughout the night is also continue to share that link in the Twitter chat. So if you guys want to go ahead, if you didn't get a chance, you weren't tuning in last week, and you want to take the opportunity to donate and give. There it is, Hand in Hand 2017, in the Twitch chat. So if you click right on that link, it will take you to the website where you can give to those who suffered the ill effects of all the hurricanes that have been taking place so far. So there's a lot of people that have lost everything, and just a little bit will definitely help out. So if you could do that, we would absolutely love that. Last week, we had several things that happened. Callista was a very gassy black bear last week, as she must have ate something that didn't agree with her very much. But Lachlan got taken down by a spear thrown from Gurash, the Orc war chief, taken down right after he had pulled Moby out of the water and kind of saved him. As things seemed very dire, all of a sudden, a group of wood elves from the Ardeep Forest showed up from the north, led by an interesting individual named Rond. And they showed up from the north, and they just rained these arrows down on the orcs to the north, sending them into a panic and into retreat mode. The orcs, as they started to retreat towards the hills, Mulfin got one last firebolt shot off towards Gurash as he was sprinting away, and was just enough to take down the Orc war chief and kind of send the rest of the orcs scattering in just multiple directions as they were without leadership. Diana was able to heal Gum Gum and revive her, and Callista was able to bring Moby back to the land of consciousness, probably the first time in a couple episodes. So that was pretty good. And also, the party confronted the wood elves, and due to some amazing persuasion from Diana, was able to talk the elves into aiding in the rescue of the Nightstone villagers. Unfortunately, they will not work with any of the Zentrum, so the party had to decide which group they would rather ally with, and they didn't really hesitate to choose the elves over the Zentrum. Towards the end of the episode, though, Diana was approached by Zulkin, the leader of this little Zentrum band. He gave her a little gift because he started to notice the eyes that she's been giving him, and the little comments that she's been making to him every now and then, subtle, not so subtle. And it seems that he's taken a little bit of interest in her, and gave her a nice smooth amber gem, and just told her to take care of herself as she goes forward on this adventure. And just before Kella, potentially his crush from the Zentrum, was approaching, she popped a kiss right on his cheek before walking away back to her party. And that is where we left off on our last episode, as the drama heightened.
Dun, dun, dun.
So the story is told as we continue on in our adventure at Storm King's Thunder. The party has leveled up to level 3. So congratulations, everybody. They are level 3 now here in our adventure. And they had a little while to kind of relax. It seems that the elves wanted to take some time to have some dinner before anything was going to take place. So they kind of, instead of coming into Nightstone, they decided to kind of retreat a little bit away from Nightstone, set up a small camp and a fire, and started cooking some meats and some things, and were having themselves a meal. While this was taking place, the Zentrum were starting to regroup inside Nightstone and figure out ways that they can start to just kind of fortify the place back up and try to fix and start to organize some of the damage from the giant attack and things like that. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do? I know that you guys have leveled up, so you guys are full HP, full spell slots, and everything. The elves suggest...
Not fully full,
the elves...
Somebody may have had to use one.
I know what I wanted to make sure that they snuck out or found a way to leave the guards.
Oh yes,
with that letter.
Yes, the guards were able to convince the leader Zulkin and the Zentrum to let them head back towards Daggerford to go seek some help for one of their, I believe her name was Sadiri, who was having a lot of post-traumatic stress. She was just in a rough place after her leader had died in the wreckage in the attack on Nightstone. So they were able to ride out. They were able to take a couple of the horses that were in Nightstone that weren't necessarily the best horses, but should make it to Daggerford. It's only a few days of travel. So, that brings us to all of you. Where would you guys like to regroup?
Yeah. After I was done with the guards, I would have gone back to Diana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have
Especially
gone
after
back
watching
to-
the Kella incident, I was just so happy. I was like, okay, my work is done. And then I dealt with the guards, gave them the letter and the ring, and discreetly wanted them to escape, or I guess lie to escape, and I would have gone back to the group. So I'll move my token back over there.
I am. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
That's okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that I'm walking back toward Elf Guy, and I'm just fondly looking at my new amber stone.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it looks beautiful. It's not super small.
Like
It fits in the palm of your hand, but it's not a super tiny gem. It's very smooth, almost teardrop shaped, and I mean the sunlight kind of glistens right off of it. It just looks beautiful.
Question, if Molfen was to go back to the supply store in town,
Sure.
would I be able to find supplies to aid me in copying a scroll into my spell book?
That is a very good question. Let me double check. Let me see. It's basically anything under 10 gold pieces on the adventuring supplies page is what or the adventuring gear page, which is 150.
Yeah, so I'm assuming.
If it's 10 gold pieces or less, they have it.
Okay, so let me just see. It doesn't say. It just says that the average cost is 50 gold, and it's now used for material components and supplies you would need. I'm just flipping through. They don't actually list. Like they've got ink, which would be 10 gold, so I'm assuming they would have that.
Yes, they would have ink. Yes.
I don't see.
Ink pen is 2 copper, so they would have ink pens.
Oh, there you go. Wow, right beneath it.
Paper.
Yes, like ink pen,
Where's parchment,
paper. They would have parchment. So it sounds like I'd be able to get everything I need there.
Yeah, you would. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll a D4 for anything that you would want to take, and then basically there's that many things there that you can just grab.
Okay, if Dorothy, I just won't even bother rolling. I was just looking to take basically one of each piece I'd need.
Absolutely, sure. You
So,
can do
Okay, then in that case,
So basically,
Muffin will run over and do that.
you'll get a 1 ounce bottle of ink. You'll get an ink pen. I guess they have paper and parchment in here.
We'll take one of each. Why not?
Okay. So you got a sheet of paper and a sheet of parchment. I think that'd probably be all you need.
Okay. Then once he collects his supplies, he's going to bring it back to wherever the group is hunkering down, and then sit down and spend an hour or two copying that detect magic spell into a spellbook.
All right. Sounds good.
And while he's doing that, Lachlan is like annoying him, being like, "What's that? What's that? What are you doing?"
I'm gonna grab Lachlan. I'm gonna grab Lachlan and pull him aside. Come here, you little shit. And I'm gonna hand him a healer's kit.
Oh, what's this?
In case Moby ever falls again, you have this to stabilize him. I'm sorry for not giving it to you sooner. And I'll hand it to him.
Well, you know, it's kind of good to make him wait a little bit.
Moby's excited.
I'll do that. And I'll also hand one to Molfin as well. And just say I'm sorry.
You were here when we needed.
Not soon enough.
Well, perhaps not, but at the end of the day, all is well.
Thankfully.
Yeah, we're all here. We're all alive.
Yeah. And she's kind of just going to sit there with her hood up and kind of just wait for them to do their things.
Gum, sopping wet, approaches Moby and reaches out and hands him a shoe.
That's the shoe. So much. Thank you. I'm gonna grab it and like tip it upside down and just watch everything come out.
It's filled with
Like
water.
fish.
Yeah. There's like a trout that falls out of it.
Oh, hang on, still coming.
It's like
Still coming. Yep. All right.
Our fish.
And without kind of even saying anything, she just like slowly walks away from you, just dripping water, sopping wet. And
You better
Probably
replace
needed
her.
a bath, yeah.
She
And,
did. Oh my gosh. Should have thrown some soap in there.
and Gum approaches Diana and
Yes.
and says, Gum, fine, this too, and pulls out Callista's dagger.
Oh, yay! Okay, I'll take that, and when I get over to the rest of the party, I'm gonna be like, guys, I'm pretty sure I'm engaged now.
Congratulations!
Thanks, like he gave me this rock. It's super cool. Anyways, yeah, and I'll hand Callista her dagger, and I'll say, thank you, Gum.
Thank you, Gum.
Welcome.
Molfin was not paying attention to any of this, so in hearing in passing about the dagger and engagement, Molfin's pretty sure her niece just asked her to marry her and is just really confused on the spell.
Oh gosh.
No.
Back check.
Gum kind of walks back to where Moby was standing, and that trout that's like flopping on the ground. She looks to the right to see if anybody's looking, and then looks to the left to see if anybody's looking, and then she slowly takes her hand down and grabs the trout and picks it up and looks again
I'm
to
looking.
the sides, and then goes to take a bite out of the fish's head, and then quickly just goes. And just basically takes the fish's head off.
Yeah,
Lovely.
that's real good.
She didn't realize that Moby you were watching, and was just like, mine.
Oh, it's fine. You do you. Just go for it. Yep.
She just goes off a couple of feet, kind of hunkers down, just starts munching.
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Sushi.
Adorable.
Michael, mechanically speaking, is this considered being considered a short rest for us?
Yeah, this would be short rest. If you have to copy that for an hour and you guys are just kind of chilling and you know, kind of resting up, getting something to eat. Maybe you guys are getting some rations or things like that, and taking them out and eating some berries and nuts or something like that. You could do that. And take some time to regroup. Just kind of watching the Zentrum as they're kind of like moving around Nightstone, kind of doing different things. And
did I see that the guards were able to leave?
yeah, you saw
Okay.
within about 15 to 20 minutes, the guards were able to get their things ready and head on. The one guard kind of gave you like this look of assurance as he was leaving. So you can tell that they were able to succeed with their plan.
Okay. And I'll wait. I'll tell the group what I've done. Like once I'm 100% sure that there's no Zentrum around.
Okay. Sure. They don't.
I don't want to be overheard.
They seem to be, you know, you'll cast an eye on you guys every once in a while, but they seem to be more focused with what they're doing right now than worrying about you. You can tell that they're still suspicious of you, but they're glad that, you know, you guys were able to work together to get rid of the orc problem. Prevent them from getting into the town.
Well, I guess.
Are we planning on dealing with the goblin location anytime soon, or are we doing this in the dead of night?
By dealing, I hope you mean saving the people that are trapped there.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
Not going in and killing everything.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Well, not
Right.
everything.
Right.
we have to kill the Goblin King. What's his
have
name?
to overthrow the king. That's
Oh,
one thing.
we have to kill. Okay.
Oh,
We have to remove a hideous despot out of
Hark.
control, and then
Hark, right?
insert Diana's niece as the new ruler.
Yes. It has
Yes.
been a long day, and these people have caused things that have almost killed you and almost killed my niece. I would very much like to kill the king that is currently sitting on the goblin throne.
I concur.
I am merely staying out of this. I'm along for the ride.
At the very least, we got to get the people out of there.
Yes.
if there are any left.
Right, but we have to at least look. Yeah, I'd suggest. Well, we can ask Gum Gum. Is it better to go during the day or during the night?
Yeah, Gum Gum, are they nocturnal at all?
Gum Gum kind of looks up from, has like some
Does she know what that word
fish
means?
blood coming off of her off of her lower lip. There's like the tail fin is like sticking out of her mouth, and she sucks it in like a piece of spaghetti.
It's like a cat.
Yeah. And she kind of stumbles over, still sopping wet from taking her dip in the moat to find Callista's dagger and Moby's shoes. And she kind of looks. It depends, but nighttime goblins move and hunt.
Daytime it is.
Yep.
Wait, could we?
Perhaps
Going in the
not.
daytime.
If we go
But
in
if they're
at
moving
night,
at night,
right, there will
might
be
not be
less.
Maybe we can
There will be
sneak
less in the
in.
location to deal with. May make it easier to deal with the ruler, and then not have no subjects for Queen
Does
Gum
Hark-
Gum to manage.
Does Hark go hunting with the group, Gum Gum, or does he stay at home?
Hark don't hunt. Hark make
Okay.
others hunt.
That's what I thought.
Okay. So
Yeah.
concept. If daytime is when the hunters are asleep, we go in, stealth, slit hunters' throats, then slit the king's throat, then Gum Gum is queen.
oh, this talk of slitting throats is.
I love it.
No.
I love it.
Diana is a person.
But at the same
Calista is
point,
highly amused.
if we were to murder all of the hunters, then Queen Gum Gum has no one to obtain fruit
Not all
for
of
her.
them, just mostly Hark.
How do we know
Those
which is
hunters must be
which?
Their family.
No,
I've had a sudden
no,
epiphany
no
about my...
kill Gum Gum friends. No kill
No,
Gum
no,
Gum's
no.
family.
No,
Yeah.
your family. We don't kill family.
Only
Right.
Hark.
I have
Only Hark. Okay, deal.
We only kill Hark.
Hark.
So, can you guarantee us that if we go there, these goblins are not gonna attack us or anything? Or are we just
Probably
walking
will.
into a big trap?
Goblins
No,
probably kill you.
Do you think Gum Gum can tell everybody that we're nice, we're family, and that you're queen now?
Queen Gum Gum.
Yeah.
Hark, very mean.
Yeah.
Hark, very scary.
Mm.
Goblins believe Hark, not Gum Gum.
We gotta
Okay, so we have to discredit Hark and make him a corrupt political leader that they would want to overthrow.
This is too complex for goblins.
Yeah.
So
we're here.
Gum Gum looks at Moby and goes,
I have maybe another idea.
What's your
Okay.
So Gramps has been teaching me some magic, and I've been struggling, but I think I could make myself look like a goblin.
Oh.
Okay.
And maybe Gum Gum and I could like smuggle you all in like you're our prisoners.
You know, you already look like a goblin anyway, so...
Excuse me!
Lachlan, do you truly think your studies are advanced enough for this?
Well, I mean, it's certainly worth trying.
We have to see Goblin.
Gum Gum looks at Lachlan. You mess up, Hark eat you.
Well, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, you know.
I can go invisible, so I can help with that. I can follow you guys, and then I'll be invisible.
Oh.
I could hide under someone's jacket.
Moby, you could be my prisoner.
Look, I'm starting not to like this idea.
Gum Gum worried about others. Gum Gum worried about big creatures. Gum Gum worried about Knob and Throb.
What are those?
Knob and Throb.
Knob and Throb.
That sounds hilarious.
Big cave guards. They work.
Oh.
They work for Hark. And Hark also have pets. Pet rats.
Oh, Joe.
Rats.
I think this is getting more complicated.
Given Gum Gum's description, would Molfen have any idea what she's trying to describe?
Go
Can
ahead.
I do a nature check?
You guys can do nature checks.
Okay.
Nature?
Yeah,
Okay.
make it nature.
Not my strongest, but still not
God!
bad.
Oh my
I'm
god!
gonna smoke the druid in nature.
Callista's
don't know
convinced there's
anything.
dragons in this cave.
It's dragons, guys. It's a big goddamn dragon. We're all gonna die.
Well, let's not go.
Molfen, concerning... It's hard to tell just from such a minor description, but Gum Gum starts to describe them as more pale skin, large creatures, not a lot of hair, very large stomachs, carry around large pieces of wood that they bop goblins on the head with if they get frustrated with them. Probably the closest thing that you've heard or read about, probably in your books, would be ogres.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
From Orcs to Orc.
Molfin's gonna just keep looking like he's trying to come up with something and is actually not gonna say anything at the moment.
Okay.
Just not a,
mean,
not a-
You know, Lachlan, I really do like that prisoner idea.
Yeah,
I think it could work.
Could it get us past all this stuff they're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it seems that
I don't know.
Then
Between
once we're in there, we're committed.
Yeah, once we're there, we're either prisoners or we're revolution.
well, there are other ways that I'm certain a group as skilled as we are in our different manners could certainly come up with things to find a way out of any of stickier situations.
Well, if we can get in and close enough, we could do another grease fire.
That we could.
on Hark.
Isn't there some risk of collateral damage there?
Dependent on who he has around him, it's not as if Callista and myself would be lighting grease on fire on top of the villages. It's unthinkable.
I don't know, we're being pretty savage. Whew.
Why do we not discuss this on the way to the cave if all we're doing now is wasting time?
Yeah, I mean, we could scout out outside it and see what the
What time is it now?
situation is.
Roughly?
It's probably between like 5 and 6 p.m.
Oh, so do we want to go tomorrow? Or do we
Well,
want to go right now? 'Cause
I think we rest.
But I'm sure the elves know these woods. They live there. They can guide us through to a safe place.
I'm just
That's
wondering
a-
if we want to go during the day or during the night.
Yeah, I thought we were going during the day.
Well, there'll be fewer
I
around.
thought we
at
were
night,
going
right?
during the night.
The hunters will be out roaming.
Right, the hunters will be roaming. There'll be fewer people in there.
Okay, we can go. Yeah.
All right.
No.
It's like an.
Do we leave now, or do we wait until it's roughly dinner time now? Do we wait until midnight or so? And
Midnight.
is there any purpose in resting?
Well, either way, my shoes are soaked all the way through, so someone's gonna have to carry me. I'm not walking in these.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine the blisters I will get? No, no thanks.
Molfen is going to walk over and Yoda on R2-D2 with the cane out.
Molfen
just start
is-
flailing about.
Molfen is just pounding on Moby right now.
I'm just kind of like taking it.
Hilarious.
And stop it.
As you guys are kind of standing around, kind of chatting a little bit, and just snacking up a little bit, and Molfin's continuing to kind of write up his on his parchment and things like that. Kella approaches the group, kind of ignoring most of you, but going right towards Lachlan, and pulls out her hand, and it has a rolled piece of parchment in her hand, and not really trying to hide it, but not really openly.
I'm
like
watching
handing it out.
like a hawk.
Yeah,
I'm watching like a hawk.
she kind of glanced at you, Callista, as she walked by you, but didn't really show much expression. It was kind of just like a quick, solid, just flat glance. And then she goes to Lachlan, looking down towards him because she's a little bit taller than him, and reaches out with this hand with this rolled up parchment, kind of looking you right in the eyes, Lachlan. Are you reaching out to take it?
Sure.
And she
Can I do
kind of
it?
she kind of drops
do
it
an
into your
insight?
hand, and she just quietly, not trying to hide it from anybody, but she's like, just remember what we spoke of. And then she
Can I do an insight?
and then she just turns around and walks away, giving Callista one last, this time a little bit more of a solid stare as she walks by and heads out. Yeah, you can do an insight. You're really not sure what that was all about, because actually at the time of the conversation,
I know, I was
you were
asleep.
asleep, so it would be really hard.
And
for
I'm
you
gonna
to-
look at Lachlan. What?
I slip it into my cloak.
No, what the hell is that? Lachlan?
Hey, what's new?
I grab him by the cuff of his shirt. What? the
Maybe
hell
Lachlan's getting
was
engaged
that?
too.
Lachlan?
Hey, Kella's on the market now. Kella's on the market now. Okay.
Lachlan? I will murder you before you even get here.
Lachlan's got a crush now. Look at this. Oh.
And it sounds like Callista does too, and is a little jealous.
I
Just
will
saying.
Lachlan? Pull that out right now.
I wanna hide it.
No. I
Go-
will fight you for this.
Go ahead and make a stealth check to see how well you can hide this, Lachlan.
Okay.
And go ahead and you can make a perception check, Callista. Oh wow. Yeah, he's got it tucked away somewhere. You have no idea where.
I like pull out my pockets. They're like empty. I'm like, there's nothing.
What the hell is that about? What was she talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna do a freaking insight check on you, buddy.
All right, go ahead and make a deception check, Lachlan.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah,
Oh.
she can definitely tell you're lying.
When am I not lying?
Lachlan.
Come on, Lachlan, hand it over. What was it?
And what
Still
over?
dying to know.
You don't have to hand it over. Tell me what the hell she's wanting.
Kelly, I think sees some of my my skills, and there may be some future tasks for me. Legal, of course, absolutely legal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's seen a little cretin like you.
Well, I was kind of a hero in our last couple there.
Moby, he did save your life.
I thought
Listen
I
to Gramps.
trust me, Lachlan. What
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to our conversation?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Really?
And then
don't think so.
I pat the part of my coat where there are things that Callista might be aware of.
Uh-huh. And who let you do that?
Yeah, I've got your secrets in mind.
Uh-huh.
By the way, about those goblins, there's some people that really need to be saved.
You know what? You're gonna regret this, Lachlan.
Lachlan looks a little concerned. He looks genuinely worried.
You should be. I'll drop Lachlan, and I'll leave him alone for now.
For now.
During this tense moment, Gum Gum has nestled up to Diana and was kind of like showing like she was like rapidly moving her head as everybody was like talking back and forth, and like it's almost like shivering a little bit, feeling the tension in the group.
Oh.
And
I'm gonna
so
wrap.
so points to Moby. So you Gum Gum prisoner now, right?
Fake prisoners. Not
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Can't
All
eat
right,
later.
I'm your prisoner. Okay.
No, fake prisoners. Fake prisoners. Can't eat them later. No.
No eat later.
No
Well, I
eating
mean-
them later. We are fake prisoners, not real ones.
Pretend.
Okay, pretend. Okay.
Pretend.
Okay. Gum
Right.
Gum.
Redheads don't taste very good anyway.
You're a politician now. Politicians lie.
Oh, okay. Queen Gum, liar.
Sure.
Not liar.
You've just opened up a whole new can of worms.
Not liar. Queen Gum, very confused.
You know,
Confused too.
sometimes it's like, you have kids, right, Gum Gum? You have kids.
Gum have kids.
Right. So it's like when your kid asks where do babies come from and they're like too young for that and you've got to make up something, We're making up something, but we are not liars or bad people.
Kids ask where babies come from.
How did you
Half-
make yours?
Half-elf babies.
Do we want to know that?
Half-elf kids. Strange.
Do your people not have sex then? What?
Of course.
I'm really wrapped up in this now. I need to understand.
Oh no.
These are all important questions that can be asked later down the track.
I sink into a bush.
I need to make sure the that Gum Gum understands comprehensively how to prevent STDs. It's my duty as a cleric.
Molfin is now trying to find the bush that Lachlan's in and join him hiding for this conversation.
As the next hour and a half is spent with Diana and Gum Gum talking about the video that they show us all in 5th and 6th grade.
The goblins knew. Yeah.
Use this knowledge wisely, Gum Gum.
And now,
how does she have children if she doesn't know what it is?
she wasn't saying that she didn't know what it was. She was saying that the goblin baby kids don't seem to ask.
Why not? What kid doesn't ask?
Because they don't think for themselves.
Maybe. Oh my gosh. But that would mean that goblin children reach maturity at a very young age and begin doing that at a very young age. They're too young for that. They're babies. I'm very concerned about goblin culture now. We need social reform. We need to protect these kids' rights.
Man, Diana has really she has set the bar high for goblin society and culture now.
It's so messed up. They eat people.
Yeah.
I think they have child prostitutes. I don't know.
It could be pretty messed up.
What's going on with the goblins?
They're goblins.
Let's just.
They are no different than half elves.
Smoking her pipe, kind of just pissed off and trying to de-stress.
All right. So now that Diana and Gum Gum seem to have the birds and the bees and
sorted out, yep.
Solid conversation there. What would you guys like to do going forward? Do you guys want to? Are we waiting till nighttime? Or are we waiting till the following morning?
Nighttime. I
think we're waiting until nighttime. A little darker. It's only, I think they said 45 minutes to an hour to get to the cave anyway.
Right.
Okay.
How long would we how long would we need to wait in order to get there, dead of the night, make sure that people aren't around?
Somebody said midnight. Was that what you guys were shooting for?
That's a time I threw out arbitrarily, but
I mean,
as well.
That'd be kind of like a 6-hour wait to head on out.
Should
maybe leave here in like 4 hours?
I've got
since it takes like an hour to get there.
Yeah.
I've got a thing.
So if we if we wanted to be there by midnight, if we're walking through the forest and it's midnight and to get there, then they're going to find us because they're out at midnight. So we have to be at their lair in the daytime, then hide until midnight, and then sneak in when we know that they're gone and they can't track us in the woods.
She's got a point.
And to leave now and then try to set up a hiding spot outside the cave?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, these elves know where they're going, I hope. It is their woods.
Yeah, but we'd still have to be able to get everyone hidden at the location.
Well, they're not all going in. I think it's just us that's going in. I don't think they're coming in with us.
I thought they were aiding us.
Maybe they could be our backup, like we could give a signal and they rush in.
They're aiding us. They have agreed to do whatever. But yes, backup is also good. Because,
One way or another, we gotta head over to the, sounds like we gotta head there now and then set up a small camp-type situation somewhere out of sight, but where we can keep sight on the cave entrance so we can see when these things are leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys going to head on out to the area of the cave then?
Sure.
All right.
Sounds that way.
So you guys travel to the northwest of Nightstone, heading out with Gum Gum. You have the map, but you don't really need the map. Would everybody go ahead and make a perception check for me, please?
Oh boy.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
How low?
I'm perceptive as a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
quite literally.
Yeah, yeah.
I say, I think I'm walking on grass.
An astute observation.
But definitely the ground.
Okay.
Perception.
Yeah, perception.
I pressed it. We'll see if it rolls.
Oh, oh!
Ooh.
Wow.
That was worth the wait.
All right.
Hey!
Callista and Lachlan. You both, as you are leaving Nightstone and kind of following Gum Gum as she leads the way, are seeing evidence of not only goblin tracks on the ground, but you're also seeing larger footprints along the ground that are presumably what you think are the human villagers from Nightstone. And you're also seeing the large tracks from the wargs coming back towards Nightstone. So you're able to see some of the impressions in the ground from those tracks. And definitely Gum Gum is leading you in the right direction of where the villagers are being held captive. Diana, you notice all that plus this. As you guys are leaving, you take a glance back towards Nightstone as the sun is kind of starting to go down a little bit. It's not, you know, it's kind of late evening kind of aspect. But you see a little flying creature take up out from behind the walls, relatively far away from you guys as you guys are leaving, and is flying. It looks like that snake that has the wings, and it starts to fly, and it's heading down in the direction from which you guys came from Daggerford as it starts to flutter. You only see kind of like a silhouetted shape of it as it kind of takes off.
So a message bird, perhaps?
That's definitely the sign of the Zentrum.
What?
The flying snake, that's their symbol.
What?
The flying snake, that's a Zentrum symbol.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good. Can we kill it?
Well, this town is definitely theirs now.
Where is it? Is it already gone?
It's pretty far away, so if somebody were to take a shot, like Lachlan could probably hit it, but it would be a long-range shot, so it would be disadvantage for him.
I'm looking around like, wait, what are we seeing?
I pointed to him. That thing. Shoot it.
Whoa, whoa, do we want to shoot it?
Yes, we do.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm grabbing an arrow.
No. See, like, my future...
I think just let it fly, but I don't know what you're talking about.
like, let it fly or let it fly?
Let
Let it fly!
Hit that
No,
thing.
I think that we should...
Open to interpretation?
Sure. No.
Do you guys think someone's like spying on us, or like what?
That's my thought.
It's getting farther and farther away.
Lachlan!
I want to shoot at it.
Spying on us? You're all paranoid.
If you want to
Why
take
would
a
anyone
shot, take
spy
the
on
shot,
us?
but it'll be disadvantage, and it's just barely still in your long range. It's about to fly out of it.
I feel the letter in my pocket, and I hesitate.
Yes.
Or like hesitate a moment too long.
And it is out of your range.
I smacked
Oh! I lost. Oh, that hurt. Ah.
It's okay, Lachlan. I think you did the right thing.
I wanted to hit it, but it was so fast.
Don't BS me.
Would I ever
I don't
do
even
that?
know what you're talking about.
You've done that twice already.
Have I? Oh, maybe I have.
Lachlan,
Oh.
careful with these tall ones. They seem to
Yeah.
have some sort of anger issue.
Yeah, they don't appreciate
blood
gnomish
loss.
whimsy, you know?
Gnomish whimsy.
They're out for blood, these ones. Out for blood.
Oh, these fun-loving gnomes. You gotta love them. Gotta love them.
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
One question I wanted to ask you guys. The elves were camping just a little bit north. Did you guys want to go and pick them up for the travel?
Yeah.
Or was that the intention? Okay.
Yes.
So you
It
guys...
was mine. Is it okay with the rest of the party?
Okay. Yeah, you guys have no problem heading up there. They seem to kind of put out their fires and get things sorted out. And they start heading with you. Rond seems to be just a little bit agitated about the fact that he has his men out for this long. He really wanted to get them all home to their families after chasing down the band of orcs that attacked in the Ardeep Forest. But Diana was able to convince him that this might be in best interest for both the villagers and the wood elves from the Ardeep Forest. So they kind of gather their things and they start kind of closely following with you guys as you travel. It's a very large group to be grouped together, traveling together, but you guys are able to start heading off. Gum Gum is able to kind of get you guys through the hills relatively quickly without getting lost or without having any problems finding the location. About just probably a little less than a mile, Gum Gum starts to slow her pace a little bit. And she turns back to Diana and says, just over this hill, next large hill with large pine trees on top.
Okay.
That's
All right.
the Dripping Cave.
The Dripping Cave.
Dripping what?
Drip water.
Blood? Like, do you hang them up and, like, they just bleed out? Is that it?
Possibly. Drip.
Moby! How dare you! What's wrong with you people?
Drip.
Dark out here in the wilderness.
I'm just curious, you know?
Drip lots of water. Drip lots of water.
Okay. Guys, we are approaching a waterfall, I believe.
Well, what do we do with them?
We go into...
Why don't we leave them outside the cave, and if the goblin hunters come back, I mean, we've got someone to watch our backs, and we can just go in
Good
ourselves.
Ron kind of steps forward and he says, I think that's an excellent idea. Plus, we've got
Okay, Ron.
random orcs scattered across these hills now that are probably looking to regroup.
Right.
They're probably looking for us.
Did you hear that, guys? Ron likes that idea. Hey, Ron, my man. And I go for a high five. My man, Ron. Yeah.
You give him, you try to give him a high five. He does not even address it. He just like looks at your hand.
I grab his hand and like high five it myself. Like, yeah. Woo. Pumped.
He just like pulls it back really quick and he's like, "Stop touching me!" Oh.
You'll learn to like Moby. He's a good guy.
I am so sorry for them. Yeah, you can just stay put.
Should we have a signal in case things get a little hairy inside?
Oh, I know. I will caw like a bird. I'll go like.
That sounds foolproof.
Here's a question now.
Diana, make a performance check for me, please.
We're done.
Make a
We're
performance
We're
check.
dead. That's it. We're dead. Oh my lord.
Yep.
So, Michael, how long did it take us to get here?
11.
It sounded kind of like a bird call, but it was a little raspy. It could have been a little better.
It was all right, I guess. Like,
it was
you
all
know,
right. And those of you,
whatever.
everybody tuning in tonight, thank you so much for jumping on to our adventure here with
Yeah.
Storm King's Thunder. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that follow button up there. And if you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button to support the channel here at Proficiency Bonus. We stream twice a week with Tomb of Annihilation on Mondays. And this is our Storm King's Thunder Night on Fridays. So we're glad that you guys are joining with us. Right now, our adventuring party is headed towards the Dripping Caves to overthrow the goblin leader Hark and replace him with the new queen, Gum
My
Gum.
niece.
Guaranteed success.
Guaranteed
Yes.
success.
We're all gonna die.
Not at all.
Do goblins even understand understand like hierarchy and like things like that?
They have a
Great
Like,
question.
do they have kings and queens, or are they just goblins who are bigger and
What?
smaller?
Indict the right to vote here.
Moby, go ahead and make a nature check.
So, are we just sort of hanging out in this area and sort of set up a little waiting period for when we're going in?
Yeah.
Wow. Moby, you think they do have a type of hierarchy? It may not necessarily be kings or queens, but more of kind of like the survival of the fittest kind of deal, where the strongest, most intimidating, or most cunning goblin, smartest, will probably be the leader. And they have a kind of like a caste system set up below, where the ones that are skilled with weapons and hunting are probably a little bit above those that are kind of like just your standard stay-at-home goblins. They do have different levels to their society.
Alright, so right now we're pretty much playing Shadow of Mordor, and we're like, if anyone's played that,
That's
you'll get the
exactly what we're
reference.
doing.
That's pretty much what we're doing. Yeah.
Yes.
As we're sitting around and waiting for it to get later, Molfen is going to walk over and find himself a little stump or rock to sit on and spend an hour preparing a ritual.
Ooh. Fine,
What that
familiar. Nice.
My head pops out of his pocket. Yo, what up?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing over there, Gramps? What are you doing? What's that? What's that? What's that mark you're making on the ground?
Lachlan is...
Be quiet and watch.
Let me help. Let me help.
Yeah. You guys notice Molfen is kind of on a stump, and he's almost kind of like he's kind of burning some things into the top of the stump. Some like just different runes and symbols and stuff as he's kind of doing these incantations and things. What other kinds of things would Molfen be doing during this, Matthew, as he's casting this thing?
Muttering, sort of moving with the different herbs and the other pieces that he's burning for, just mumbling sort of under his breath.
Well, he's also... Can I do a ritual?
Sure.
Can I do V-Sense? And find, like, a mouse or something?
Sure.
Oh,
Is that a,
I think the cleric is trying to counterspell our attempts.
Oh, I'm raising my hand to speak. Yes. Would you like to speak, Diana?
Yes. Is Molfen concentrating like really hard?
During rituals, yeah, they have to concentrate relatively hard for.
Oh
Can I throw a rock at him?
Absolutely, yes. You can throw a rock at him.
Okay.
Molfen, you're kind of going through your rituals. Lachlan is just like jumping over your back, kind of just annoying you the whole entire time. Moby is trying to, just throw jokes at you the whole time, and then all of a sudden, this rock just bounces off of your head.
What was that?
And you hear a little bit of chuckling coming from behind a tree over there behind you.
I point Gum Gum immediately.
Gum Gum just raises her hands.
And I'm in the middle of a ritual. Can I make an insight check just to see if I even believe it? I can't really. I don't have time to waste on it right now. But.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead, make an insight check.
I'm should I think, right?
Yeah, that would be, I guess that would be kind of like a stealth or sleight of hand, right? Because you're trying to kind of be sneaky about it. Yeah, I would make it stealth.
Stealth?
They're both dex, so they're both probably the same for you.
Cool, I have a -1.
That makes it even better. Yeah, yep, Molfen is pretty sure that you just hit him in the head with a rock. Because not only are you doing a terrible job of hiding behind the tree, but Gum Gum is pointing you out, and you're sitting there giggling.
Trying to zone out the other two gnomes, just tucks that little nugget in the back of the head for later.
Funny. Rond is kind of talking with his elves and kind of preparing his group. He's kind of making a plan that once they approach whatever main entrance to the cave, they will kind of spread out a little bit and keep an eye on every angle outside of the cave while you guys go in, and make sure that nobody comes in behind, or that none of the possible goblin raiding parties or hunting parties come back while you're in there. They can possibly pick off as many as they can, making it a less danger for you. So you guys kind of overhear that conversation as they're all kind of talking quietly because they don't want to draw attention to themselves or, the attention of any orcs or goblins around. But that seems to be what they're trying to work out right now.
So I'd like to walk up to Diana and Gum Gum. And just kind of like turn to Gum Gum and be like, so are we doing this whole prisoner thing? Like, is this going down?
Gum Gum knows other ways into cave.
Should we go?
Oh, I mean, we could have discussed this prior. Where are they?
Would have been some good things to know.
You didn't ask, Gum Gum.
Oh, you could always talk, like, you explain more than what we ask, and you're a free person, or goblin. You can speak your mind.
You're a free person or goblin, implying goblins aren't people.
Gum Gum free?
Were you a slave previously?
Yeah, I mean...
Hang on. Is there slavery in goblin culture?
Yeah.
Were you a slave?
Hark, boss, Gum Gum, round.
Okay. Yes, Molfin. I will do that.
Molfin.
Huh?
Molfin.
Okay, I am just going to comment here that I just got told that I have a half-elf slave. I'm okay with this.
I always forget Moby has a squirrel.
Moby is a squirrel?
Well, Gum Gum, you're not a slave anymore. And I think Callista had an idea. What was that idea?
I wanted to use bee sense to scout the cave.
Oh.
And I think that's a good idea.
Okay, is that where's that at? Is it in the druid?
It's a ritual.
Okay.
It's a bee sense. Can't I copy?
Is there a way you
There's
can
a
get it
spell.
to show up in the chat
It's not
so everybody
in.
can see it?
I don't think it's in here.
It's not in there.
Bee spells? Yeah, no.
Anybody know where it? Oh, here it is. Beast sense.
It's a spell. I'm pulling it up online right now so I can copy it in.
You touch a willing beast for the duration of the spell. You can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears, and continue to do so until you use your action to return to normal senses. Sure. And it can last as long as you concentrate for up to an hour.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you could do that.
Then I will use Moby's squirrel, I guess.
So Moby is allowing you to
He offered!
use his squirrel and send it into the caves, right?
Oh god!
So I kind of get a sense of what Callista's trying to do, and like I reach into my like big like troll doll hair and start fishing around, and like I pull like this like really like fat chubby squirrel. He's like currently got like crumbs sitting on the side of his face.
He looks capable.
I'm gonna be like offer it up to Callista and be like, oh my, use Mannix. Mannix can do it.
Maddox.
Cute! Oh, it's so cute.
It's like chewing on something.
Be stealthy. And I will use bee sense as a ritual.
All right, so this takes an hour to. Or no, it's a one action. Oh wait, if you're casting as a ritual, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do it
yeah.
while Molfin was doing his ritual, since we're all like on the same time.
Gotcha.
Thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't want to waste time.
Yeah. Molfin, yours takes. Is it take an hour or 10 minutes?
1 hour.
Yours takes 1 hour. Okay, so yours kind of ends up. He's still deep in his ritual.
I'm still deep muttering away. Yeah.
And you get the squirrel is ready to go, and now you have this feeling like you can basically see and hear through. What was his name again, Moby?
Mannix?
Mannix.
Mannix.
I'm gonna actually pick him up and grab him and like give him a little kiss on the head. He's safe.
Mannix.
Oh, please tell me Callista's looking through his eyes and all.
I know,
He's just trying his own face.
Oh my god. What is happening?
Yeah, for some reason the squirrel has a little bit of a blue tint to it all of a sudden. 'Cause I'm blue.
Segue.
Oh, you knew we had to do it.
It had to
You
happen.
knew
It was coming.
It was
It was
coming.
coming.
It was coming sooner or later.
So all of a sudden, all our YouTube viewers are going, "What are they all laughing about? I can't hear anything."
My heart.
Oh, that was good.
I think if we sing it, it's fair use, right?
I think
Sure,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a cover song, you know. People post
Yeah.
cover songs on YouTube all the time, so we're good.
Yeah.
So where was the other entrance Gum Gum was talking about?
Well, she didn't get that far in the conversation as Moby was like, "What's up, dude?"
Playing with Squirrel, yeah.
But you kind of approach Gum Gum, and Gum Gum is like, there are a few entrances to Gum Gum Cave, because Queen Gum Gum rules soon.
Right.
But
Long with the
There's-
queen.
but tricky. Some entrances are. The main cave entrance guarded very
Right.
strong
Right.
by Knob and Throb. They live in
Right.
main entranceway.
Okay.
But
Can I just ask a question? Who named them? Like, really? Did their parents hate them?
Gum Gum not know their parents.
That's probably a good thing.
Hark found them roaming the hillsides.
Oh, and he named them. Well, that's a bit okay.
Hark's got some.
Knob and throb.
Yeah.
Knob and Throb.
We know what they are to Hark.
Okay, good to know. Hark's a freak.
There is very, very tight entrance on west side of hill.
Okay.
You have to get feet wet though.
Why?
The stream runs through,
Hmm.
and to the east side is very dangerous cave entrance. That's where the blob lives.
Blob.
Yes.
The
And on
No one can stop the blob.
and on top of the hill is a small chimney entrance. You can climb down. It's the closest to where Hark sleeps.
Hmm. Do we want to use the chimney to get Maxon in, or do we want to go on the front? How big's the street?
Could we fit through the chimney?
I'm gonna speak to Mannix because I can do that because I'm a little forest gnome. Oh my god, and he's a tiny creature.
Speak with small beasts.
First.
Yes.
Callista Gum Gum just says that the water come up to Gum Gum's thighs.
I don't think Squirrel can swim.
Oh yeah.
Thinking chimney or the front would be the best way to try to sneak in with the squirrel.
Moby starts talking to Mannix. What are you saying, Moby?
All right, so what's better? Should we like? Can you swim, or do you want to go like up and down? Like, what do you think? What's the go?
Maybe Mannix like up and down. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Up and down it is.
down.
All right. Up and down.
Up and down.
That's
Jimmy,
a squirrel.
let's
Up and down.
That's such a squirrel.
Yeah, I'm feeling the squirrel vibe.
Up. Mannix go up. Mannix go down. Mannix go up, up, up. Mannix go down, up.
All right, Mannix.
Down.
All right, settle down. Settle down. Now, calm, Mannix. All right, good. Up and down it is. Let's do it.
Which way Moby go?
I mean, I'm not coming with you this time, but you'll be back. Don't worry.
Moby go. Moby. Moby go up, down.
Soon.
I'll meet you in there. How about that? You're tiny. You can get in. No one will see you. It'll be easy.
No one see Mannix. Mannix go up. Mannix go down. Mannix no see.
I think no one saw you before. I mean, you do pretty well at hiding.
Mannix good hiding.
All right, Callista, I think we're ready to go.
Okay. Let's do this. Go up to the chimney and down.
Up to the chimney and
Yes.
down. Up, down.
Yeah. Up, down.
Okay. Mannix skitters. It just goes, and then just like a squirrel moving through some leaves on the ground, and starts to go up a tree,
I
and then
hope he's
looks
safe.
back towards Moby, and then goes back down the tree and starts skittering. It's like just imagine a squirrel just like moving quickly left and right as he goes kind of through the trees of a light forest there. You can see what Mannix is seeing, Callista, as Mannix kind of approaches the front of the cave and sees the front of the cave. You can kind of get a view of the front. It's a very large main entrance. It's about 12 feet high and 20 feet wide at the main entrance, but it's really, really dark beyond inside, and it's hard to see past through the eyes of Mannix as he kind of skids past the main entrance and starts heading up the side of the hill. Every once in a while stopping, and he sees like a nut on the ground and almost decides to pick it up, and he kind of nibbles on it just a little bit, and then realizes he's got a mission and a job to do and puts it down and then starts skittering back. We'll go up a tree that has some really nice bark, sharpen his claws a couple times on the tree, and then skitter back down and keep on going, wrestling through some of the leaves and things. Eventually he gets to this opening that's in the ground, and he sees that there is it's very rocky and rough on the inside edges. It gets really dark as it goes down in, and he starts to descend and skittering, kind of doing roundabout slow circles down, trying to find footholds. Sometimes his claws kind of start to slip on some of the rocky area. Do squirrels have dark vision? Does anybody know that for sure?
I can check if they're in the...
Maybe.
I want to think they do, but I wanted to double check just to make sure before I start describing everything, because it's very dark down here.
I think in real life they do. I don't know about in D&D.
That's what I was thinking that they did in real life, but
Do they?
They
Isn't
do
it- I
not-
thought dark vision was like magic.
I don't know.
Well,
no,
they
when
can
you
see
look
it-
at
they
things
have,
like cats and things that can see at night.
yeah.
Cats
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see at night. My
cats
mind
can
is
see it.
blown.
I don't.
Yeah, there's nothing in the book that I can see on them.
Nothing in the book.
Yeah, because I have the monster manual because I was looking at my familiar.
At least it's on the internet. Because if it's on the internet, it must be true.
I mean, well, there's some in the back of the player's handbook too, isn't there? Like a few animals. Might be here.
I think so, yeah.
No.
Um,
Man, there's no squirrel in here. There's a panther.
Deer
That'll
crab.
do.
That'll do.
Same thing, more or less.
Just send
Oh,
the
here's one
panther
for
in
you.
there, right?
In D&D, cats do not have dark vision.
Which is stupid.
Elk, eagle, ape, boar, frog,
Did
elk.
you say cats have dark
beetles.
vision?
Not in D&D. They do in the real
D&D.
world, but
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I can't find
He-
a squirrel.
He can.
giant weasels do though.
Let's leave this up to our viewers. Let's have a viewer decision. Because there is no ruling on this,
Oh,
and
damn.
I love to get our viewers involved. So everybody who's tuning in right now, if you could chime in a Twitch chat for us, a squirrel, Moby's pet, Mannix, is being sent down into the Goblin Dripping Caves. Does it have dark vision, or does it not have dark vision? That is the question. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. So glad to see you joining in with our stream of Storm King's Thunder. Don't forget to hit that follow button, and if you feel so inclined, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and help us to keep growing this channel. Puffmaster chiming in with yes, dark vision. Moby's pet Mannix, does it have
That's
dark
me.
vision? Yes, that's
Yeah.
we got Matthew in there. Chime in. We got a vote for Mr. Carrot Rope, who says yes. So we've got 2 yeses that Mannix has a dark vision. Go ahead and chime in, viewers.
I really like the viewers.
I tell you what, the
Until they
viewers.
make you jump off a tower.
That happened.
That definitely did happen.
We got,
Oh, I forgot
we
to
got a third
update our
vote from
followers.
Kepler22
I'm
saying
still
yes as
bitter.
well.
I forgot to update our followers from our follower we got right before we went on the air tonight. So we
Well,
got Kaplan
he does pretty
chimes
well of
in
like
and
seeing
says
through my
yes.
thick mess of hair.
So with three votes yes, I'm gonna say yeah. That's a good enough. Our viewers have spoken, and thank you, viewers. You have once again pulled our party out of tough situations. If it weren't for you, they'd still be on top of towers. But it's okay.
We got our back.
You got our back.
Tiny little night vision goggles.
That would be awesome. A tiny
That'd
little.
be so cute.
Well, actually,
like
a-
steampunk.
Yeah, it's like steampunk goggles
Steampunk squirrel.
on a blue
so
on a
cute.
and a chubby
Oh.
blue squirrel.
Oh, it's so cute.
That's
If I was
awesome.
an alchemist, I could have done that.
That is awesome. Oh, there you go. So, Mannix starts heading down, and when he gets almost down to the bottom, you can see that he kind of comes to a stop and starts moving a little bit slowly. As you can see that he is looking at a goblin who is kind of sitting down at near the bottom of the chimney, about 5 feet away from where it opens up. It's just like kind of like picking up some stones and just like throwing them across the small cave that she is sitting in. Just picking up these rocks and just kind of bored and just throwing them back and forth. So Mannix starts to try to skitter around above where the goblin is kind of sitting, and kind of skitters his way. And I don't even have a squirrel character sheet, so I really can't make any I can't really make any rules. So
Is he like a mouse or something, essentially? Or-
hey, I guess he'd be bigger than a mouse, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm gonna have to write up a squirrel character sheet for Mannix next time. So Mannix starts skittering in, and from Callista, you seem to tell that Mannix can get through. And it kind of tightens up within the next 10 feet. The cave tightens up, and you can start to see that the cave goes to the right and left. And Mannix is really struggling with what decision to make here. So, Moby, go ahead and roll a D2 for us to see what choice Mannix makes on which direction he actually goes. 1, he goes right. 2, he goes left. Okay. 2, he makes a left turn.
Yes,
and
always left.
And
Always left.
skitters down onto the floor and starts to move forward about another 5 feet. And it seems to open up a bit to the right, Callista, as you're looking. And to the left, it seems like there's another skinny, maybe 5 foot or less kind of cave that goes back to the left a little bit. And as it opens up, you notice Mannix starts to skitter really close to the wall all of a sudden, and starts to climb it just the slightest bit, and looks around the corner, this large area, where he sees a few goblins that seem to be hanging out. From what you can tell are goblins, he just can tell them as, you know, some kind of creature. And one is in the corner kind of feeding some things to about 4 or 5 large rats. And there seem to be like just kind of jumping up, trying to, it's kind of like when you feed a bunch of those huge carp in the water. Like he's like throwing out food and they're like climbing on each other, like trying to get to the food. And he's like petting them as he's kind of feeding them. They're like, compared to him, they're like the size of a large dog. And there seems to be 2 other like female goblins that are kind of armed to the teeth that are like standing around in this area. But you can sense the hesitation in Mannix, as he doesn't seem like he wants to go any farther into that section of the cave, and starts to skitter back into the other hallway. And he moves about 10 feet to the south, and you can notice to the right there seems to be this large boulder that looks like it's been placed up against an opening for another cave, but it's currently blocking that area. Looks like there's some sliding marks underneath where it may have been moved in the past. And he continues to kind of scoot down to the south as the cave moves kind of to the southeast a bit, about 15 to 20 feet. And it kind of opens up into this other section where you can see a pool of water to the right side of the cave, and then an opening to the left, as Mannix isn't really keen on water. So he kind of goes up to it, just like hesitantly, kind of skitters up to the water, looks down at it. It seems to be kind of almost flowing a little bit like a natural spring. But he goes down and he takes a little lick out of it. And then goes, and like you can tell that whatever it was absolutely disgusting. And he's trying to spit out all the flavor, and starts to skitter up the wall, skitter down the wall, skitter to the side, skitter up the wall, skitter down, just going squirrel crazy for a couple minutes. And then decides to go through the other hallway that was leading to the east. Skitters about 15 feet, and the cave opens up into this large area. Even the rooftop opens up. Stalagmites and stalactites from the ceiling and the floor. Some from the floor, large ones in the center sticking up, large ones from the roof sticking down. And he can see as he's coming in that there are 4 goblin creatures that are hanging out on these 10-foot ledges on all like the corners of this large cavern, and they're kind of just hanging out. One of them's kind of walking back and forth with like his short bow strung over his shoulder, and you can see that these look to you like the guards of the main part of the cavern. He looks over to the right, kind of skitters behind one of these stalagmites on the ground, and looks around the corner, and there seems to be a creature lying in a large, bubbling puddle of mud. It looks like a natural mud bath. And it's laying there, and its head is kind of tilted back along the ledge, and it's just going, ugh. And all these like bubbles of mud are just kind of popping around him as he is sitting in this. You can't tell how his head and neck area are very large, and he has this large bald head, very big nose as he's laying there. He's just kind of chilling in this mud. And you see to the side of it, there's a leather loincloth just laying along the side of the mud bath.
Is that an ogre?
Make a nature check for me, Callista.
All I'm going to say, viewers, is half-elves. Don't let them near your squirrels. This is what happens.
Callista, You think it is. With that, you may have seen one before in your travels, but you've never purposely tried to confront one just because of their size.
Yeah.
And you never really, at that point, you didn't really feel like you were strong enough yourself to be able to withstand just the strength of one. And seeing this thing, you can sense the fear in Mannix. And Mannix quickly does everything in his power to skitter past the loincloth, skitter closely to the wall, and skitters out the main entrance of the cave. You're pretty convinced that he didn't get a chance to explore all the cave, but enough to make him want to get out of there.
Okay.
And he skitters back, stops to chomp on a couple of acorns and nuts on the way back, and just before he gets back to you, the spell seems to lift and end, and then you see Moby, you see Mannix come from the top of the second hill that you guys are currently on, skittering through the dry leaves on the ground, and he looks very overjoyed to be back around you, Moby, as he quickly runs up to you and skitters up and starts to sit on your shoulder and starts to just go,
oh, thank you. And I'm like patting him, give him a little kiss on the head. So, was that fun? You like that?
It's not
it was
looking
very scary.
great.
Very, very scary.
Yeah.
I go
Scary.
up, I go up, I go down, I go up. I see things. See big things. Me run. Me skid. Me go up, me go down, me hide.
To translate,
Just rest
I
in
tell
my
the
hair.
group what
Come
I
on,
saw.
let's go.
Okay, so the plan is
I tell the
if
group
we
what I
can
saw.
if we can disguise Lachlan as the female version of whatever that thing is, we're good. Take one for the team.
It's a big one.
Want to prove yourself?
Oh, I bet it is.
No, I think my powers are pretty limited. I'm not very experienced with magic quite yet.
Oh, I believe you, Lachlan. You can do it.
I can put you on my
You
shoulder.
got
Now you do.
We can stack up. I can put you on my shoulders.
That's brilliant and terrible.
We'll be like two kids in a trench coat trying to go to an R-rated movie.
rascals!
It's like three dogs trying to buy Doritos.
What? That's awfully specific.
That's awesome. Well, right now seems like a perfect time for us to take our break for the evening as our
Okay.
party decides what their next steps are going to be. But I just wanted to let you guys know we are going to go ahead and open up our raffle for this evening on Twitch, in the Twitch chat.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and get that set. And Zos has got an awesome gift package ready for you guys to... Whoa there, easy, Matthew. Stop shouting in the Twitch chat. My goodness, turn your caps lock off, sir. Turn your caps lock off.
What an animal!
As I chant in the Twitch chat, raffle. Apparently, the bot doesn't like me chanting raffle to get people psyched up.
Yeah, it's like,
Gonna get
no
banned.
chanting,
Yeah.
says Moobot. So, to our viewers, all you have to do to enter into the raffle is put in an exclamation point in the chat and then type raffle here in just a moment as I get things kicking. So I'm going to go ahead down to the raffle, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reset the raffle first, and we're going to go ahead and open the raffle. So if you type in exclamation point raffle, you will be entered into our raffle for this evening during our break. So those of you that are tuning in, thank you so much for watching us tonight and watching this show, Storm King's Thunder, here at Proficiency Bonus. If you like what you're viewing right now, go ahead and hit that follow button so you can be notified on when we go live. And if you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button as well and join the adventuring party. We would love to have you each and every Friday night. So just type in exclamation raffle and you will be added into our proficiency bonus giveaway for the night. So we're going to go ahead and take a 5 to 7 minute break. During that time, if you enter in the raffle, your name will be in there, and we will select our winner when we get back. It's our wonderful party. You know what? We've got to go to break on the right note.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh dear word.
Wait.
There's a story.
What does that mean?
Little guy that lives.
Here we go. We are jamming. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go.
We're getting
Nice.
copyrighted.
We are. Yep. There'll be a copyright
Nobody-
flag on YouTube.
It'll be like a muted portion of the song of the thing.
We're
Nobody
just-
on YouTube's gonna have a clue what's going on.
We're
right
all
now.
going to be
They're just gonna
dancing
think
like
nuts.
this. We're all going to be dancing, and everybody's like, "Where's the music?" So we've got a couple people jumping in on our raffle for tonight. So go ahead and jump on in, and we will see you guys after the break. So we'll be right back.
You gotta fake.
Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Storm King's Thunder right here on Proficiency Bonus. We're so glad that you're joining us on our adventure this evening. If you have not got a chance to enter into our Proficiency Bonus giveaway raffle tonight, make sure you type in !raffle in that Twitch chat so you can get yourself entered in. What we'll do is we'll probably continue on for about 10 or 15 more minutes, and we will go ahead and select our winner for our raffle tonight. I believe there's a shirt, there's a hat, there's a cool mask which Zos has on right now, because you can see it's a blue mask too. So is Zos, are you able to hear us?
Zaz?
Guess not.
Hello, hello, hello.
She must be having issues with her Discord right now. Oh yeah.
I could do like the Brady Bunch, like tap 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 tap.
No, it's like. But go ahead and type in !raffle to get entered into our raffle. Thanks again for joining us and watching the show tonight, to our viewers, and a special shout out to we picked up some subscribers tonight. We've got Josh. Welcome, Josh, to the party. We're so glad that you're here.
Josh!
And welcome, Puffmaster. We're so glad that you jumped on and subscribed to this channel to support it. We just want to thank you, and we're just excited that you're here and excited that you're a part of our adventures on our wonderful Friday nights, which we all look very forward to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So where we left off before the break is Callista was able to cast a spell on Moby's Squirrel, Mannix. And Mannix was able to go into the Dripping Caves to scout out this goblin lair. And Callista got a sneak peek glimpse at the things that this little squirrel was seeing and feeling and hearing and smelling and tasting and all those sorts. Found out there are quite a bit of goblins inside, some large rats, and possibly even a ogre kind of chilling in a mud bath in the main entranceway. So it comes down to it's getting down to the evening hours, and the sun is going down. It's starting to get dark in the light forest on the hillside of the hill that's right before the hill that the Dripping Caves are under. And our party is trying to determine what is their best course of action at this point. So, party, what would you guys like to do?
What time is it?
It just got dark. It's probably between the hours of it's probably 10-ish.
So I'm assuming Molfin's completed what he was looking to do.
Yes, and I need everyone to go ahead and make a perception check. Everyone who is around Molfin at the time his spell is completed. If you're not standing near Molfin, don't even make the check.
I'm definitely there bothering.
I threw a rock.
They've been.
Is that near him? Throwing a rock?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are all kind of like never left his general area, then you all make perception checks. And I'm gonna make a I need to make a check really quick. Let's see if I can find what I need. Oh, that's what I want. Let's us see. I'm gonna whisper this because I just don't want to give it away just yet.
Uh-oh.
Our viewers will be able to see it, but oh boy. So Lachlan
Didn't whisper.
Oh, didn't whisper? It's alright.
Nope.
Lachlan, Callista, Diana, Moby. As Molfin completes his ritual and stops carving into the tree stump that he's been working on with the runes, stops his incantations, starts to kind of walk around a little bit, looking up towards the sky. you guys all see something fluttering beneath the canopy of the trees as it knocks a few leaves off of the trees and they start to flutter down. And then you start to get a closer look as it approaches rapidly towards Mulfin. A long, slender creature with bat-like wings flies down and immediately wraps around Mulfin's arm, and its wings start to settle around its body. It is blue with kind of orange polka dots and some gray underneath its stomach, as it has this long fork-like tongue that just sticks out twice very rapidly, and you can see into its very bright orange eyes as it looks up towards Mulfin, wrapped around his right arm.
Of all the animals, it had to be this one.
Gramps, are you okay?
But of course, Lachlan. I have summoned my little friend here.
Oh, is that thing gonna eat Moby's thing?
Oh, hell no. Stay away from Mannix.
This is gonna be good.
The tongue flies out really quick once and goes back in as it looks towards Moby.
What is that?
Later. This is my familiar. Come on out and say hello to everyone.
Are all you gnomes Zentrum now? Like, what the heck?
You don't love me with that. I come from a different family.
I want to use Speak with Small Beasts to say that thing like, "Hey, Gramps Jr."
It is. I don't think a familiar is technically
he doesn't
beast.
count as a beast.
It doesn't count as a beast.
I try it anyway, even if the creature has no sense. He just probably hears me going.
It just kind of like slowly turns its head towards you. Its tongue like jets out like once or twice, and then it just slowly kind of looks back towards Mulfin. as Puffmaster in chat really wants it to eat the squirrel.
Does he have a name?
Bet it's not as good as Mannix.
Yes, he does, but I don't have it in front of me at the moment. I have to check my notes. Unprepared mage, don't mind me.
Oh, Gramps, you're so forgetful.
I like how Moby,
happens to be at my age.
JJ says someone cast stone skin on Zos.
I just got that.
That is good.
Your mask is a peel-off one, so you'll have more fun.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so now there is a flying snake wrapped around Mulfin's arm, and it's blue because it's Blue Night.
Dabba-dee-dabba-da.
There you go.
Oh my god, it's me. I'm the snake.
Yeah. All right. So, what would you guys like to do at this point?
Play with the snake.
Sauce comes up and starts rubbing its head.
It's so cute.
Phrasing.
Now, my fiance has something just like this. Future husband.
Callista's having another smoke.
Callista's smoking on a pipe. All right. Well, before the party decides, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and close the raffle. If you didn't get a chance, type in !raffle really quick within the next 10 seconds as I get ready to close this raffle up and pick our winner for our drawing. So if you didn't get a chance to make sure all of our viewers go ahead and type in !raffle to enter yourself in for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to go ahead and close that raffle off now, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw our winner. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Carrot Rope.
Hey.
You are our raffle winner.
Carrot rope.
Yeah.
Legend.
Now, is it a rope that's made of carrots, or is it like carrot shavings twisted and braided into a rope?
Mr. Carrot Rope is our winner of our raffle. I will go ahead and close that raffle up, and you are the winner of our Proficiency Bonus gift bag that is going to be coming to you from our very own Zos. And you will enjoy. Those blackheads are done. Yes, Mr. Carrot Rope.
Yeah.
You will get those
Destroy them all.
blackheads. They will be no more. And
Mister has to take care of his complexion. It's important.
and you're also going to be rocking that hat and that shirt.
Yes.
So what I need you to do is, if you could go ahead and send an email to proficiency_bonus@gmail.com. Send an email to our Proficiency Bonus email account there. Include your information so we can go ahead and send that gift bag out to you. And also include your shirt size so Zos can make sure she gets you a shirt that you'll be able to wear. So
Yes.
congratulations.
I need your shirt. Size for
Congrats.
It's cool. You just get a bunch of handmade proficiency bonus merch.
Yeah,
like
this is one of a
for
kind
you.
stuff.
Yeah, it's like collector's edition
So
stuff.
limited edition. Yeah.
So limited.
The Honus Wagner baseball card.
Please get a t-shirt and an iron.
So we hope you enjoy that that new merch.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And a face
Well
mask.
done.
hopefully there'll be
Well
more to come
done.
here in the future. So excellent.
Let me know, and then we can both wear face masks on the stream.
There you
So
go.
You can wear yours, and I can wear mine.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. So, adventurers, what are we going to do here?
Run away?
We just rethink everything. Like, you know what? Just
It
go
looks
home.
pretty hairy in there. We're all alive. It's good that we're alive. Go live another day.
We are supposed to be saving the villagers, Lachlan.
Did you guys see any villagers in there?
I didn't, but I did see a huge rock that had been moved into like hole. I'm assuming that's where they'd be keeping the prisoners.
Oh.
That would make logical sense. Keep the
I didn't
people
see
in a
any.
position they couldn't leave.
The only problem is I didn't see if they're dead or alive. I can just assume
Well,
that they're there.
Imagine if there's a rock in the way. Yeah. That
Well,
makes it...
unless they're hiding like their food source, right? Like there's, I don't know.
So, was the passageway big enough for like all of us to get through?
The chimney one?
Anyone?
Well, I didn't check one on the
Oh.
west. That's the one with the water, right?
Yeah, Gum Gum said the stream was a viable entrance.
Yeah, I didn't check that side though. Or map.
So, what do you think of the chimney? Did it seem alright? Did we come out at a place that seemed relatively empty?
Well, there was one goblin sitting like 10 feet from the chimney entrance, but then probably just around the corner there was several more with a bunch of big rats. And then towards the other way there's an ogre having a bath. So
But is the chimney large enough for someone of your size to fit in it? It's obvious
I
you
don't
are
know,
quite
is
a
it
bit
DM?
larger than us.
How big was the chimney, DM?
It was large. You feel like you guys would be able to get down it.
How tall is this chimney?
Do I know? How long?
It was
Like, is it gonna
about,
hurt?
You can tell the chimney was probably about 5 feet wide. It's probably only it wasn't very, maybe about 20 feet down to where it opens up into like a 7-foot high ceiling where it opens up. But you could tell there was the edges were really rough to provide a lot of like
so
hand
like,
and
yeah.
footholds. So you don't think
Yeah.
it'd be really hard to climb down it, especially if you even had like climbing gear or ropes or anything like that. It would be even easier.
Mhm.
Probably. So
Okay.
from what you gathered from what you could see through Mannix's eyes.
Maybe you guys should go down there and I'll kind of guard the chimney entrance.
Really, Lachlan?
Or perhaps we should have you make yourself appear as the goblin and send you down first to converse with the denizen beneath the chimney and distract them so the rest of us can enter safely.
So,
Gum
what do goblins
go
speak?
too. Gum go too.
Gum, do you, when you're all together, do you all speak Gum? Hi, Lachlan, or do you speak, something else?
Gum speak goblin
Oh.
to goblins.
That's a thing.
Lachlan, when you're planning to appear as this goblin, would you be able to alter your face to make it appear as though either your mouth has been sealed shut or you are missing a tongue? If they feel you are unable to speak, that may allay suspicion.
Gramps, you're so smart. Let me think.
Can you make yourself look like a goblin?
Theoretically. Let me throw it out. Let me throw it out. Let me throw it out there. Let's get a ruling here.
Make yourself include your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings of your person look different until the spell ends. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller, appear thin. Yeah.
Yeah?
The changes wrought by this spell failed to hold up to physical inspection. For example, if you use the spell to add a hat to your outfit, objects pass through the hat. Okay. It would feel nothing.
It's like a more basic version than Ultra Self.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that should work.
Because I'm already kind of little and pointy, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they investigate it, like, there's a possibility they'll see through it.
Then I'm dead meat. Yeah.
Right. But at first
Like,
glance,
it's a
it could look-
thin illusion.
They could
Yeah.
it could still work.
Mm-hmm. Must succeed on an investigation check against your spell save DC.
No, maybe if I came down with you as a prisoner, they wouldn't be so concerned about you talking.
This is true.
If
Goblins-
you and Gum
Goblins don't bring prisoners in chimney.
No.
Gum, that's
You
a good
guys
point.
bring in prisoner through front door.
Yeah.
We come in through
Yes.
chimney.
Whoa!
And yeah, kill Hark.
That,
Wait, did I see Hark?
that could work. When you saw those goblins, the 3 goblins, and one was feeding the rats, that goblin looked like he was wearing some type of armor that was not like leather scraps put together.
Okay.
It looked like something either. It was hard to see because it was a little bit out of Mannix's range, but you could see that it was some type of metal that he was wearing. Maybe
But
kind of
he was
something.
he was near the rats, right?
He was near the rats, kind of feeding them and petting them as he was kind of not looking towards you, but you could tell this was
right.
this.
Different.
Your best guess is that was Hark that you saw.
Okay. And I think that's probably the best way of doing this. At least then we could figure out where the prisoners are held for sure. And when they move,
Oh, because we have a new prison.
because if they move the rock, yes, Lachlan, are you gonna listen to me now?
Lachlan's getting really
I
excited.
always listen.
No, you don't. You never listen to me, and it's driving me nuts.
During this conversation, Molfin, your familiar, has moved its way to on top of your shoulders, like up here, like laying across your shoulders. He's slowly slithered up there, and he's looking over towards Moby's hair, where
Oh
where Mannix is kind
no.
of chilling.
Oh no! This is gonna be tension.
So we get Moby as
What's
a
up?
prisoner. They move the rock, which in theory is where the prisoners are being held. They move the rock. That's when we can get all the prisoners out. We attack Hark and just cause chaos.
I love chaos.
That's my plan. Unless anyone has a better one, that's my plan that I'm putting forward.
I just need an
This is good.
opportunity to be persuasive.
Pardon?
I just need an opportunity to be persuasive, because that goes very well for me.
You need
Should
to
I
persuade
follow-
all of the goblins to follow Gum Gum.
Yes.
Should I follow with Lachlan and Gum Gum and Moby then, or should I follow with you two down the chimney? I may need some aid from the two of you to go down a vertical decline of that nature.
I'm trying to think.
Would it make more
Look, I
sense
didn't
for
think you
them
had
to have
to,
more
but
business?
you took down that
Here's the thing.
you took down that big guy though. They could use some firepower if they need it.
Do you want to be invisible instead of me, Molfin?
I have not the skill.
I have the skill. I can make you invisible, or I make myself invisible. It's one or the other.
You can be invisible? Lachlan is fascinated by this.
Lachlan,
Like,
get into
there's like-
character.
But
I just look at Lachlan. I'm like, you better give me that parchment later. Anyway,
parchment? What parchment are you speaking of?
You got a
I don't know,
love
Lachlan, you
letter
wanna
from
explain this now or later?
Teller.
Huh. That's about time you've gone and tried to find yourself a nice woman.
he's not. She's
She's
gonna
a
be
little
dead
tall
before
for you,
that
don't you think?
happens. It's not happening.
Huh.
All these death.
Molfin is just going to sort of half grin and just nod at Lachlan approvingly, like,
Grants, you're gonna have a great grandkid pretty soon.
this will either be 1/4 elf, 1/4 human, half gnome, or not quite sure what the other one was.
It's
They
complicated.
escalate really
It's
She's
fast.
going to be dead.
Genealogy.
I'm gonna go ahead and
I hate to say this, Lachlan, but Callista's gonna kill your girlfriend.
Yeah. Days are numbered.
Remember that orc with the no face? That's gonna be her.
Oh, God.
Molfin's going to nod at Callista and Callista and say, if you are willing, I think I would like to stay close to my great-grandson.
I
Put
kind
my
of.
mind at ease.
Okay, then you can go with Lachlan and Moby the prisoner, and you will be invisible. But the moment you cast any sort of spell, that will drop.
Huh. Acknowledged.
Good to know.
Spell
Will
or
have to
attack,
be.
you wait until you are 100% sure you can hit.
So what you gonna do about that flying snake?
I think
Have
if he's
him-
on him, he turns invisible too, yeah?
Yeah, as long as he's on his person, he will be invisible. But the minute the snake flies from him, the snake will no longer be invisible.
Right.
Interesting.
And then me and Diana can go down the chimney.
Yes,
With
we
Gum.
can.
And Gum Gum will go in the front with you gnomes.
You mean us gnomes and the two goblins?
You're right.
That's me, a goblin.
You little ones will go in the front. Us tall ones will go in
Little ones. Ah!
Gum Gum turns to Diana and looks at her, looks up at her. There's goblin that guards chimney. Her name.
Yes,
Her
yeah.
name, Snigbat.
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 Snigbat hate Hark too.
Oh! Here's your persuasion, Diana.
But
That's my persuasion.
Snigbat wants to be queen too.
Oh.
Well,
How does
can use
Snigbat
her against
feel
Hark.
about a political marriage?
We're getting gloriously progressive with the goblins.
Introducing so many new concepts to them.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
Political marriage, okay. I mean, Diana, if you've got ideas for that,
She can do it.
I'll leave that to
Yeah.
you.
I believe.
Yeah. I mean, Gum Gum, how do you feel about a political marriage? Would you marry Snigbat?
No trust Snigbat. Snigbat
Don't
try
trust her.
kill
Mm.
Gum Gum if Gum Gum come queen. Unless Gum Gum kill
Snigbat go
Snigbat first.
So you're saying is you guys can kill Snigbat?
Or
I guess we're gonna.
we use Snigbat on Hark first and then kill them both.
Wait, you're talking about killing Gum Gum? Is that what you said?
No,
No.
not Gum Gum. Snigbat attacks Hark. When Hark is like down or out, then we kill Snigbat.
Oh, gotta make that clear. I thought you meant like take them
No,
both out.
I said that
Okay.
at the beginning. You weren't listening, Moby.
So we have to convince Snigbat that she's going to become queen, and then we kill her and Hark. Is that the thing? Are we lying?
While you're doing your thing, we'll rescue the prisoners.
That's the plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to work, but that's the plan we have.
Okay. Wow, that is such a D&D quote. That's
Wow, way to
Without
Yeah.
DM
inspire a
laughing,
bunch of
without
confidence
DM
there.
laughing.
Yeah.
That was really
Nice knowing
good.
you all.
That is another t-shirt right there. It's probably not going to work. with a D20 on the bottom with
Yeah.
a 1. It's
But that's the plan.
Yeah.
another t-shirt.
By the way, who has the nat 20 right today?
That would be Diana.
Diana still has that nat 20, and you guys all still have
Okay.
your DM's inspiration. So,
Oh,
um,
it's gonna
Believe
get
me.
real. It's gonna get real.
Molfin is holding on to that for just this occurring.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So are we
Oh,
headed in
we're
with
ready
the
to go. I say we do it.
Are we going forward with this plan?
And also, what is the signal for the wood elves?
Wasn't it Diana
We're all
making
gonna
some
die.
kind of glorious bird call?
Will
Yeah.
they hear her?
Yes.
Why don't we just let them know what's happening and just scream out we're gonna die?
Will they hear her? How far are they from us?
Well, they're going to kind of go a little bit closer and then kind of disperse in front of the main entryway. Just to kind of keep a lookout for any possible orcs or goblins coming back to the cave.
Okay.
And kind of watching
And-
watching your tail.
Wait. Malcolm, what if you left your snake with the elves? Is there something you could do there?
Yeah, can you like
talk?
talk?
Maybe?
I can reach out to Bourgeois from a specific distance away, but I fear it does not have the. It cannot speak. Let me see here.
I mean, if he wiggles, that could be
I
a
can-
symbol.
But you can contact him, right? Like you can talk
Yes,
to him?
it's,
I think it's
Yeah.
telepathic.
yes, I can communicate, and I can communicate with him within 100 feet. So as
Well,
long
you could
as
get him
he's
to,
within,
like, tap him on the bum or something. I don't know. That's a signal. That way we don't have to be noisy.
I thought it'd been to just send him out to collect them, but you may have a valid point here. Who there? Tall, pointy ears. Come over here.
So you
My man Ron,
call
what
out
up,
to Ron.
dude?
Ron kind of gives you this snooty look as you called him that, and he slowly walks towards you. You hear the crumple of dried leaves under his feet as he slowly moves towards you. He's like, "Yes, what is it?"
We have found a way to signal you if we are in need of aid. If you would permit my friend here to remain with you, I can reach out to him telepathically and have him give you a quick smack on the ear to let you know we are summoning your aid.
That you want this creature is going to stay with me. This serpent with wings is going to stay with me, and it's going to tap me on the ear to give me a signal.
Precisely.
Pretty rad plan.
It seems like
Wait.
the more I hang out with all of you, the more interesting you all become.
That's a nice way to describe it.
Fair enough, old man. Fair enough.
Norfolk reaches up and sort of tickles under the chin of the snake. Birch with him, and I shall call you shortly if we are in need of his assistance, and I'll mind you telepathically, Dorman. Just give him a little smack on the ear to know we are summoning his aid.
Okay, he kind of just looks towards you and says, "Fair enough. I will put sentries out around the front of this cave, and we'll make sure nothing gets behind you. You must be quick, though. We never know when the rest of the orcs will show up."
Right.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
That is a valid point, and Morphin will look slightly nervously towards his familiar and then head over to find Callista.
Okay.
All right.
Wait. Sorry.
Okay. Did you have
Okay.
a thought, Diana?
Wait, I have a question.
Sure.
So we're not doing my bird thing? This is in Diana character, by the way.
Yeah. So,
Well, the birds are really good. I like
Well,
birds.
I spent so
I mean,
long practicing. I think I've gotten better.
We could do the bird too.
Do you want to hear my bird call? Because I think I got better at it.
Diana.
Oh, let's not alert the goblins.
Why
Let's
don't-
like keep a low profile right now.
Yeah, we don't want to scare them. It's
focus
pretty.
on
That.
Snake Butt and Hark for now. Well, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if you guys don't like the bird call, it's good
Gum
enough.
Gum kind of
Good
gets
work.
closer to you, Diana, and she gets up to you and says, "It's okay. Sounded kind of like seagull."
I think that's a compliment.
Goblin.
I mean, it's a bird.
As we all watch Diana's heart break in 3.
Well, it's time to go. All right, let's
Gum
show.
Gum just kind of
Okay.
Gum just kind of
Bird
pets
call.
your back. She just kind of pets your back a little bit.
I look at the gnomes. Stay alive this time. And I cast invisibility on Malfin.
Molfin disappears from everybody's sight, except for his own.
While they're casting, I do my disguise self to look like one of the goblins we fought. Because I want to be a goblin that's familiar to these guys. They're not like, who the heck are you?
All right, you guys watch as Lachlan transforms before your eyes into one of the ones that he shot the arrow through that was riding on the warg going into Nightstone.
Oops! And I think I have a goblin short bow that I'm gonna like use for the time being until somebody, figures
Absolutely,
out who I am.
yeah. So he pulls out a goblin short bow, even more convincing.
This thing sucks. Horrible. Who made this? Sorry, Gum Gum.
From behind Callista, you just hear, "I would just like to point out, I managed to stay alive the entire time."
Hey, I was being a hero.
Mostly talking to your grandnephews.
One great-grandnephew, one great-grandson. At least get the genealogy correct.
Very complicated.
Hey, you two stay safe too.
I want to take my bow and arrow and point it at Moby's back, like, come on, prisoner, let's walk.
You are horrible. You are so bad at this.
Oh, this could go pretty badly.
Okay, me and Diana will head up to...
Hey, do you want to like tie my arms up or something, like really loosely?
Oh yeah, we should. That's actually a really good idea. Like, I want to reach my bag and like get my rope and find out Moby in like the worst knot I could imagine, but like one that looks kind of savvy.
Okay, make a performance check.
Ooh, this is not gonna go well.
So badly.
Not gonna go well at all.
It's okay. It's not bad. You feel like it could be something that you tried to rig it so it's something that he could easily get out of, but it looks convincingly enough that it's a tight knot in the rope. Gum Gum kind of inspects it and looks at you and just goes, And then
I'm good.
Gum
I'm
Gum
good.
pulls out her scimitar. Pulls it out of a little out from her little leather belt. He's like, let's do this, Queen Gum Gum.
Queen Gum Gum, gentle with prisoner, okay?
Okay. Just
From the back of your,
Thanks, Lachlan.
but not too gentle.
So just little jab, little jab.
No jab.
No jab.
Very quietly.
Look serious, no jab.
Get it.
Oh, no jab.
Get him.
No
One or
jab.
two is okay.
Maybe Gum Gum front. Lachlan back, okay?
Queen Gum Gum front. Yes.
Queen Gum Gum lead.
Queen Gum Gum lead.
Lachlan watch prisoner.
Gum Gum holds her sword high and starts to almost march through the grass.
I whisper, I'm so sorry, Moby.
Not that
I just
sorry.
give him a look. Oh, this is your idea.
And I believe Mulfin is just kind of quietly walking beside you guys,
Just
kind of sticking
trying
with
to
them.
time the staff so it's when they're stepping. It's that little odd tink, tink of the staff doesn't really.
Good point.
That's cool.
Yes, very good. So Diana and Callista start to move up towards the chimney. Correct? Is that where you guys are headed
Yes.
together?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are making your way. It's very dark as you guys are moving through the woods. You can hear the sounds of nighttime creatures and animals. Just the hoots of owls and things like that as you make your way towards the top. The top of the hill has very tall kind of pine trees. Makes it a little bit darker to see, but Callista's able to guide you up to where Mannix had led her before. And you guys come across the opening of the chimney and the top of the and the top of the hill. As Gum Gum begins to open, the cave mouth has a little bit of a clearing in front of it as you guys kind of come open to it. There's a little bit of moonlight kind of casting onto the opening, the 20-foot opening. Moby has the rope is starting to kind of irritate your wrists a little bit as you get close to the close to the opening. And Lachlan and Lachlan, as you approach, you see nothing but darkness beyond the cave opening. But you guys are pretty good. You guys can see in the dark, I believe. So you guys are able to see a little bit beyond.
120 feet.
120 feet, nice.
For me, anyway.
So what we'll do is we will have Gum Gum enters in the main part of the cave. And as Gum Gum walks in with her sword, you can hear some commotion start to begin to happen as some language that do any of you speak Goblin at all?
Nope.
You just hear some going Briak, 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 and you hear some of those sounds that you heard that were kind of familiar from Nightstone from when you heard the goblin speaking before. But then you hear Gum Gum kind of responding back with the same thing. And then they're kind of just shouting back and forth to the goblin sentries. Then all of a sudden, from the left of you, from about 20 feet, I'm going to take you guys over to a new map.
Ooh.
And I don't
Oh shit!
I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see, but the music should change. Yes.
It sounds creepy. Oh.
So, welcome to the Dripping Caves, and I'm gonna throw Moby up here, and let's get him resized.
Dude, that music.
Can I get a shift ping?
I will as soon
I'm
as
not
I
even loaded in
as
yet.
soon as
Yeah,
I
I
get
think
everybody
so.
loaded in, I will go ahead and
Thank you.
give you guys a shift ping on where they are first, and hopefully I'll be able to get their vision. So, Mulfin, Lachlan, Lachlan in there. Lachlan is behind Moby.
Oh, hey,
I see me.
I have found myself.
Lachlan is right behind Moby, and then I gotta grab Gum Gum. which I'm gonna have to pull her from the other map.
I still can't figure out why this goblin is still alive.
Should be able to take.
Yeah.
Should be able to.
Mr. Carrot Rope, I would just like to say I just caught your comment, and yeah, that would have been pretty freaking funny.
What was the comment?
Ho ho ho!
And we got Gum Gum.
I'm the gnomish
The gnome that's
Yuletime spirit, here to bring good cheer to the goblins.
I'm gonna shift ping you guys. Did it work? I shift pinged you
Yep.
right on Gum Gum, who's in the front. Are you?
I can.
I don't see other people. I just see me in darkness.
Yeah, I can see my token. I just
okay.
can't see anything
Let me.
else.
It must be the dark vision is not set correctly. Let me double check. Weird.
Maybe I'm not zoomed in enough.
So you guys can only see your tokens?
Yep.
I can't see anything.
I don't
Okay.
think me and Diana can see because we're not there. So.
Let me check my settings on my map here real quick. I think I might have something messed up. I guess I might have to turn Fog of War off. If I turn Fog of War off, it's not going to show everything to you guys, is it?
Well, when you're looking at the map settings, do you have line of sight on?
Enforce line of sight, yes. I have dynamic
Okay.
lighting enabled, Fog of War enabled, and restrict movement.
And on our tokens, it says has sight.
Yes, it does.
And the dark vision is 60 for the first number, then -5.
Yep, it is.
Okay, yeah, they were only my ideas.
Save changes. Anything, Lachlan?
I still don't see anything. I just see darkness.
Okay, let me do...
I'm attacking the darkness.
Oh, wait a minute. Before you do anything, Michael,
Yeah.
go to on the left-hand side in your little toolbar.
Yeah.
There should be an option that looks sort of like a cloud.
Like a cloud. Hide areas?
Yeah, if you click on that, you should be able to change it so it'll reveal areas. Try revealing right over where our tokens are.
Just over where our tokens are?
Yep.
I see about a
There you
9
go.
by 9 grid around myself.
So that's
Yep.
all you see?
Yeah.
You know what? It might be
So
better.
you have.
Okay.
So if I move this, give me a second. I'm just moving myself. Yeah, and if I move myself out of that range, line of sight is working.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's easier for you to turn off everything. But
I see a bit more space
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Actually,
open-
I'd be like, oh, okay.
I'm opening it up a little bit so you guys can see what...
holy, I can see something big. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about what you guys would see, I think, as you come in. You guys look to your left, and you can see that looking towards you is a grotesque-looking head sticking out of a pool of bubbling mud, about 25, 30 feet away from you. You can see that there are goblins up on platforms, 2 to your right and 2 to your left. I'm going to reveal this other one over here so you guys will be able to see that.
Gosh.
And they're all kind of looking towards Gum Gum as Gum Gum's coming in with her sword raised, and they're kind of speaking back and forth. And then the large creature that is in the mud starts to slowly stand up. And when he starts to slowly stand up, the mud is kind of running off of these these large.
I don't want to
pecs,
see it.
And
I don't want to see it.
this rather round midsection. As it stands up, the mud conveniently covers the area where the loincloth would cover as it starts to stand.
There's like a lot of mud there.
And it pulls out this large club that's dripping with mud. That
From where?
It was in the mud with it as it was in the liquid, and it stands up and it looks towards Gum Gum and it utters something in this deep kind of guttural sound. And it's
While
like-
they're having this conversation, Molfen is going to try, where he's invisible, is just going to slowly make his way up to this. It looks, these are like pillars sticking up out of the ground, right?
Yeah, like stalagmites that are sticking off the ground.
Stalagmite.
Yeah.
Okay, Molfen's just going to slowly walk his way as they're starting to talk and just sort of get him to invisible body tucked in there, just away from the rest of the group.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, not going to be good.
Dex dump stat?
No, not at all, actually.
Okay. Oh, this will be great.
Yeah, Dex isn't bad. I'm just being a little slow pulling up the sheet. Give me a second.
Okay.
The old man is probably more dexterous than the young cleric.
Come on. Oh, you said a stealth check. Oh, yeah, it's a +2 anyway, so.
Okay.
I just clicked Dex by accident, but.
Even with both, you.
Oh, great!
So, what is your Moby and Lachlan? What are your passive perceptions?
10.
Lachlan's is 13. Okay, Moby, you don't really notice anything, but Lachlan, you can see kind of like some footprints start to appear on the ground in kind of like the dusty dirt in front of you.
Rather than look at it and indicate it, I'm just gonna instead I want to take my bow and like kind of gently jam it into like Moby's back, like looking like like being mean to him, even though I'm worried about him.
Jabbing it into Moby.
I play it up. I play it up. I like move forward and like fall over. Like,
I would like grab him by like the back of like his shirt, like try to drag him back up and like growl without sounding anything in goblin language.
Gum Gum continues to speak to this large creature as he's kind of standing there holding his club kind of now over his shoulder like this. Very intimidating presence. Muffin, make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. Perception. Not my strength. Or I could be wrong. I can see the half-elves on the roof.
I'm going to open up a little bit more for you as you start to see a little bit more of this room. And I'm also going to... You hear some snoring coming from probably about 20 feet ahead of you. And it sounds like... this deep sound.
Wait.
And it doesn't sound like a cat meowing. It definitely doesn't sound like that.
I was really confused. I was going...
As you peer over some of these stalagmites, you can see that there's like almost like a little den inside here, and there is another one of those large creatures. Looks like a female of those large creatures laying back here on a grass kind of pallet of just hay and grass that just piled up, just laying on it sleeping.
Sort of look over that, turn back at the 3 stand at the entrance and go.
Nobody sees
then wait a couple
you.
seconds and realize nobody.
So it appears that the goblins and the large creature, you see the large creature kind of point over towards the northwest as they're speaking to each other. And Gum Gum turns around and looks towards Moby and Lachlan and is like pointing that way and saying, "Come! Come!"
I shove Moby.
Lachlan is enjoying this way too much.
I'm gonna get beat up after this. Yeah.
And Gum Gum slowly starts to walk in this direction as hopefully Moby and Lachlan decide to follow.
Get him!
Yeah,
nudge him.
Lachlan shoving me. I'm going.
All right. So you guys just kind of follow Gum Gum as Gum Gum starts to lead. The goblins up on the posts are just kind of watching you all with some arrows knocked on their short bows. As you guys walk past this area, I want you both to make perception checks for me, please.
Who are you guys both? Like Moby and I?
Oh yeah, Moby and Lachlan.
The old man says better than you.
Lachlan, Moby is just kind of just being pushed around, so he's
playing a character.
He's kind of playing his role. Lachlan, you do hear some snoring, some deep snoring coming from inside these stalagmites, but you can only see like a foot, like something's foot laying on something as you make your way past.
Yeah.
And you guys head over past this pool of water. And when you get to this next area, this is what you see.
Oh, damn.
Oh my.
Damn.
As Gum Gum
what?
leads you over and leads you to like a 10-foot ledge that goes down to another ledge that has this large gaping pit in the center. And you also notice that there's these 10-foot ledges that surround the pit and form these raised alcoves to the north, the east, and the south. And huddled in these alcoves are all of these people. And they're all huddled into these alcoves, and they all look absolutely terrified. They look dirty. Some of them even look hurt, as they're all kind of in these areas. You also notice that the inside area is covered in bat guano. And they are all very, very silent, even upon your approach. And as Gum Gum gets closer, Gum Gum looks towards Lachlan and Moby, and then looks back at Moby and goes like this with her head. Really quick, kind of like pointing towards the 10-foot cliff. Kind of like signaling to Lachlan, throw him in.
Throw him in!
You can do it!
A 10-foot cliff! Oh, shit.
This is why the DM was laughing earlier.
I've fallen. Have I ever like fallen 10 feet or 10 feet? Like, do I have a sense of like what happens to a person who falls that far?
Might be a tough landing.
That it's gonna be a little painful.
It might hurt a little. I mean, it probably wouldn't kill someone, but depends on how they land.
Yeah. Interesting.
As you guys are getting closer, you notice one of these individuals is a dwarf. And he is looking right up at you, and he kind of gets eyes wide as he sees the goblins and Moby coming near. But he's still doing his best, even though he's shifting a little as he's looking with some suspicion. He's still trying to remain as quiet as he possibly can.
I want to whisper to Gum Gum. He weak, can't fall.
Lachlan, I can fall? What are you talking about?
If you insist.
Lachlan, Moby, make an acrobatics check for me.
On your head. On your head. On
No,
your head.
don't get hurt, please.
This is not my
Yes.
All right.
Yes!
You were able to kind of land on your feet, but you're still going to take a little bit of damage. Roll a d6 for me, Moby.
Well, that's a lot of damage.
No, it's not. He's got like 12 hit points.
So you're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of twist your ankle as you land. And
I only feel a little bad about that.
Oh, jeez, Lachlan. Ah!
He's trying to whisper, and you hear just a little bit of a shh come from the dwarf who's just standing on the side of one of these alcoves to the south.
I want to wink at the dwarf.
The dwarf just kind of casts a strange look at you.
Wolfen winks at him too, and then remembers once more.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me roll for him. He has his own character sheet. So that was he had to make a check of his intelligence check, I believe it was, and it has your spell save DC. So what's your spell save DC, Lachlan?
Oh, mine is something's broken. Because it's showing 0 in the character sheet. It's definitely not 0. I think it's confused about being rogue. I imagine my root is it 8 plus stuff? I'm checking.
8 plus 2 plus
8 plus proficiency bonus plus intelligence.
Yeah,
that would be 13.
13. Okay, so he's going to make an intelligence check. And
no!
He took that wink as malicious.
You're next.
yeah. So he kind of like gets a kind of a spark of fear, but also he is by far, you can tell he's the bravest of the individuals in here. So he's kind of hiding his fear in hopes that he can kind of inspire these villagers a little bit. Everybody else just absolutely looks terrified. Some of them are injured so badly they're continuing to bleed and have just these awful, terrible wrappings around some of their wounds, especially some of these guards that appear to be guards from Nightstone. Completely weaponless, but also injured as well. As that happens, we're going to go and scoot back up to Diana and Callista, who are standing at the top of this chimney. What would you guys like to do?
Try to go down it.
Okay. You're just gonna kind of scoot down it?
I have rope. Would that help?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I, like, tie it to something?
Sure, there are plenty of large pine trees and even large rocks on the top of this hill that you could use.
Yeah, I'll do that, so we can at least have a rope, just in case.
Okay, Callista secures her rope. And are you going to kind of toss it down the chimney?
Yep.
Okay, she kind of tosses it down, kind of unravels as it goes into the darkness.
You should go first if we're going to be persuading this. What's
again? I have a plan when we get there. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty good. All right.
So I let her go first, and I will follow closely behind. And
I cast light so we can see.
You want to cast light?
Well, you both have dark vision. You take like that.
Yes. Don't! No! I stop her. I don't let her cast
There's light, and then there's not. And then you
Shirak Dumak.
And Diana starts to climb down the rope. Because there's a rope, and also there are plenty of footholds. You do not have to make any kind of check to get down this chimney. It's easy enough that you can just kind of scoot down, even with limited training in climbing and using the rope. It's still fine. So
Callista. Sorry, never mind.
Go ahead.
Continue.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm not going to interrupt you for a stupid joke. Go ahead.
No,
continue your narration.
As you're kind of scooting down, Callista goes ahead and she grabs the rope and starts scooting down as well. You go about 20 feet and then it opens up into that larger area. And let me go ahead and reveal this to you. And I'm going to get your tokens here.
I will now take the pause to tell the joke.
And we will pull
Callista,
you guys.
Do you think that the goblins have Santa Claus?
Oh.
I highly doubt it, dear.
That's highly
I'm not very happy.
Okay, we're good now.
Are you guys able to see if I'm going to shift ping you. Can you guys see where you're at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have Diana, you've opened up into this chimney, and all of a sudden you start to hear the shiftiness of something underneath you. And
oh boy.
Something starts to speak and says, Who are you?
She's speaking to me in English? Cool.
In common, yes.
English common.
Oh, I gotta go over here and watch.
Okay.
Don't tell her about Gumby. Don't.
I am a distant cousin, actually, of your king, and I'm actually I'm part goblin, and I wanted to come and visit the family.
This could go really well.
Go ahead and make.
And then I would also see. I don't know goblin, but I would like to speak a little bit in goblin, and just throw down a little like.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like I also need to make a performance check for that goblin.
Yes, you do. Deception and
Wait, can I
performance.
just natural 20 this? Natural 20.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Diana is using
I
her.
am
Which one are you
so
using the natural 20 on? The deception
I'm
or
using it on
Deception.
the deception.
Okay,
I am
what
royalty.
is your deception modifier? Like what
My deception is that I am the cousin of her king
No,
and
the number that goes with your deception. Like, is it a plus
the
2?
number that goes with it.
Yeah, go look at your character sheet and see where it says deception.
It is +1.
+1, so you have a 21 on this. And the goblin is going to try to make an insight, which is wisdom, against that deception. And rolls a 1. So, yes, the goblin believes you. And go ahead and make your performance check now, as you burned off your nat 20 on the deception. Go ahead and roll
And
for your
DM's
performance.
inspiration.
DM's inspiration. Okay.
Yes!
so you get a 9 on
Oh.
performance. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and make another check for this because this is just too good to pass up. So I'll make another one of these. I love this. Let's see. Oh well, and you actually, even though it's really rough, you actually come up with a few words. The goblin doesn't really understand you because you're saying just random words, and she just presumably just thinks that you're just trying to prove that you have goblin in you, and seems to understand. She said, but she kind of looks back to you and is someone else as she's looking back up the rope.
My servant. She's on her way.
You have servant.
Yes, I
Is your servant?
Oh no!
Is your servant strong?
do. Oh, you better believe she is.
She'll mess anybody up.
She can turn into a bear.
Quick.
A bear can turn to her.
Can you help Snakebat? Can you help Snakebat?
Help Snakebat with what? What do you need, Snakebat?
Snakebat tired of being bossed around. Snakebat tired of being little goblin. Snakebat want to rule the goblins. Snakebat need get rid of Hark.
Alright, well, Snakebat, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna take me to the throne room where my distant uncle is currently presiding, and then we will assassinate him together. How does that sound?
The goblin just starts laughing, then realizes she's laughing kind of loud and goes. It gets kind of quiet.
I turn up to Callisto.
Where is your powerful servant?
She's on her way.
I
turn
climb
up to
down.
Callisto. I'm like, Callisto, I am so good at this.
I'm so good at this. You powerful servant.
Callisto?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I require a shoulder rub. Servant.
I squeeze really tightly. Just pinching a little bit too hard.
Vulcan death grip.
Yeah, you feel a little jab of pain in your shoulders there, Diana, as Callista is gritting her teeth at you.
I lean to Diana. I'm like, don't pick up Lachlan's habits.
Snakebat looks at you both quickly and is like, We need to be careful. Hark very mean. Hark very strong. But if you are powerful, we can beat Hark.
Yes, I am very powerful, and I, really just am here to inspire some feminism, some abolitionist ideals. I just really want to introduce you guys to the concept, like you are better than what they say you are, self-love. Anyways, where are we going?
Snakebat is very confident
Teaching
now.
feminism to goblins. Diana, I love you.
And Snakebat's just like, follow me. Let's go together.
Okay. Okie dokie.
I go first. Catch Hark by surprise.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
And Snakebat starts to lead you down the hallway and starts to make a left-hand turn down this narrow hallway, which you start to hear some skittering sounds coming from the room next to you. And right there is where we're going to scoot back over to our other group, where Moby has kind of rubbing his ankle from the pain from being tossed down into this.
Sorry.
as a goblin whispers under. And you're down in there, and the dwarf that's up here on this, he's more like up here on this pedestal. It just, there's so many people that they couldn't fit them all on this map correctly. So
Yeah.
he kind of looks towards you. They're all kind of on these ledges, these 10-foot ledges. The dwarf kind of waves over to you, kind of like Moby, kind of like trying to get your attention to come closer to where he is. Without...
Oh yeah, sure. Hey everyone, I'm Moby. I'm here to save you. There's other people with me. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry.
He kind of looks at you awkwardly and is like, "Shh."
Okay.
He points down to the center pit and says, "Bats. There are bats in the pit.
Bats.
Bats. Lots of bats."
Oh. Okay. Cool.
He kind of waves over to one of the other individuals that's up there with him and kind of gets them to like reach down to you because he's kind of short himself and he can't reach you. So another one of the village, the one guard, he's kind of injured on his leg, but he kind of hobbles over and pulls one arm down to kind of like reach towards you.
Yeah, where's he taking me?
He's trying to pull you up onto this ledge so you're a little bit farther away from where that pit is.
All right, I'll willingly accept this.
All right, he kind of pulls you up and pulls you up next to the dwarf. He looks like he's a confident individual, but is also very dirty, very beat. Looks more tired and malnourished right now than anything else. And he looks towards you and he's like, "Heavy, where have you come from?"
Just outside. I just got in here. Is that what you want to know?
Have you been by Nightstone?
Oh yeah, we just came from there. Yeah, those rocks did number on your town.
Aye, they did. They almost crumpled it all to the ground. And then he kind of looks...
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Then he looks at you with some kind of like haste in his eyes. He's, what about Lady Valrosa? Is she okay?
Look, we'll talk about this like when we can talk and there's not like bats, but like, right? I'm here with people and we're gonna save you. It's all gonna be fine. Just wait for a signal.
Moby, I would have told you about the letter I sent.
Beautiful. I don't remember what that said. But...
Basically, there's help on the way. So there's
All
word for help. So there's that.
Okay, cool.
He kind of reaches out his hand towards you, Moby, and he says, My name is Morak Yorgray. I am the owner and
I'm
proprietor.
gonna call you Mo. I'm Moby.
Nice to meet you, Moby. I'm glad that you're here, but you claim that there are people with you, and all I see are goblins. And
Oh yeah,
Can I-
they're with me.
Can I have a spare short sword. Can I slip, like, kind of along the floor, on the ledge away from the bats? Can I slip one of them a short sword?
you can try, sure. Make a
Alrighty.
sleight
It's
of
like a
Ooh,
sleight of
and
hand.
while he's
hand.
doing this,
Alrighty.
while
And
he's doing this,
while
I'm taking off the bounds on my arms.
You know, I would assume that you'd taken them off before they pulled you up, because you would have had to reach up. So
yeah.
True.
there really isn't anybody else other than Gum Gum and Lachlan and Mulfin kind of standing here watching. So nobody's really kind of keeping their eyes on you. Lachlan, yeah. Because nobody's really directly looking at you, that's kind of an easy thing to do. You kind of slip one of the short swords over to the side, and you're able to kind of drop it down into here, but it's kind of hidden up against the wall because it was too far. It's like 10 feet to kind of get it all the way across there.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's down there. It's kind of out of sight. It's in the little shadow area that's down in there. And Morak looks towards you, Moby, and says, "Hola. We'll have to talk about it later then. But what's the plan? How are we getting out of here? We've got so many injured individuals in here."
About getting out. Look, I hadn't thought that part through yet. But,
Oh my god. Wow.
So,
Yes.
I gave you a plan.
So what I must say, I'm so happy that Lady Valdrosa sent you to save us. I knew that she would send someone, but I thought she would send them with little bit of a better plan than that.
Gonna strike.
don't worry, it'll be fine. So who are the injured ones? Like, can I see them?
Well, yes, here is one. And he points to one of the guards that's kind of sitting over to the side. And they were bravely trying to defend us. Bravely trying to stop some of our villagers from becoming food for the goblins.
I'm
Unfortunately.
gonna kind of squeeze past and pat him on the shoulder. Like, it'll be fine, don't worry. And I'm gonna do a lay on hands while I'm doing that.
Awesome.
Just for 5,
Five?
4, 4 hit points.
Okay. That's perfect. Can't remember exactly how many hit points they have. Let me double check. And as that is taking place... Oh yeah, you're good. It heals him up a little bit. You can tell there's still a little bit of wounds on him, but he definitely looks in a lot better shape. His leg is... A lot of the blood is kind of it's not running out into his kind of linens and things that he's got wrapped around. And at that point, we're going to go back over to Diana and Callista. And,
Hello.
Mulfin, is there anything that you'd be doing really quick while you're over here, kind of invisible, or are you kind of just
No, just
what
sort of
Lachlan
meandering.
and Gum Gum are doing? And
Realistically, just sort of walking as quietly as you can.
go ahead and make a perception
Around
check
there.
for me, Mulfin.
Basically wandering that little range there.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a perception check for
Let's
me
see.
as you're walking around in there by that.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna reveal that so you can see what that is. You would have been able to see this kind of area here.
Come on. Well, we're getting in, so I'm just going to... I didn't use my inspiration earlier, I don't think.
No, you didn't. You haven't.
And so
Think,
I'm going to...
Think Diana.
Oh, I was
did,
going
and-
to... Yeah, I was going to, but then I ended up with inspiration advantage for another reason, so I didn't have to. So I'm going to burn it here and get inspiration on this roll, which, wow, such a big difference.
Let me double check something here. Oh yeah. As you're going through that area and you're kind of sloshing in some of this greenish looking water in this shallow end, you can tell that this water whole here is very polluted and probably pretty tainted and nasty. So that's what you kind of notice about that. The goblins seem to be kind of just going back to their normal routine, just kind of like looking around. Some of them are sitting down along the ledges, just kind of looking around. Snoring is still occurring from the inside of these stalagmites, or stalagmites. And it seems as if the larger creature in front has gone back to his bath, enjoying the nice mud puddle hot tub that he's got. And now, as Snigbat comes around the corner, I'm going to reveal this area.
Oh God.
And Snigbat comes around the corner, and you can hear a lot of skittering around of claws on a stone or a rock kind of floor. As you guys are slowly following Snigbat, Snigbat kind of gives you guys a signal. It's kind of to wait for just a second. And as Snigbat comes out, Snigbat kind of disappears and goes beyond this point. Are either of you going to take a peek into where Snigbat has gone?
I will peek.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Oh, wonderful.
Big roll, baby, big roll. Come on, big roll.
Uh-oh. It's gonna go great.
Snigbat goes past these rats who look as if they are chewing on a dead human being and kind of ripping pieces of flesh off of the human as Snigbat slowly walks by. All of a sudden, Diana peeks her head around the corner, and in the back of the room, you notice an individual who looks like this.
He's mean looking.
Glare right at you, making eye contact right to your face.
Well,
Seeing you, he starts to show his teeth and looks towards the two goblins that are with him and goes, Briac! And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Damn.
Diana's sketch, and you're gonna die.
Team tall distracts while Team small gets the humans out.
Oh man.
This is why people should not go anywhere without bringing Molfin with him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Why didn't you stop me?
I did not
You're the
expect
one
that to be
wanted to follow the
prison.
gnome.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people.
Have her adult name yet?
Yeah, I thought it was like 4 or 5, and I'm like,
Yeah, I figured we like save like 2 people. Like, yeah, we did a good job.
Wow.
This is a whole fucking town.
There are a lot of prisoners, and there are a lot of pet rats over there.
That's a lot of rats.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yikes.
It's like
What have we done?
10. We have to kill 10 things.
The plans,
I'm gonna stealth out of here so fast.
And they work sometimes, right? The plans, sometimes they don't. I don't know.
I'm a goblin going on the hunt. I'm gonna go hunt. I'll walk right out of here as a goblin.
Awesome, awesome. Well, once again, to our viewers, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button so you can know exactly when we're going live. And also, if you feel inclined, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help us to keep supporting this channel and keep it going. So now what we're going to do is we are going to talk about inspiration and the Nat 20. What do you guys think as far as players go? And those of you that are watching in Twitch, if you want to chime in the chat and cast your vote for one of the players or characters who did something that just kind of stood out, was an RP moment or a combat moment that really kind of just was an amazing thing, you know, just something that was above and beyond.
I think the fact that Moby put himself into like a vulnerable position to get in there and like give comfort to prisoners, that seems like a very, you know, Moby thing. That was very cool.
That is Moby being Moby right there.
Yeah.
I really think it's just Moby likes to get thrown off things. He tried to talk Morgan into throwing him off the tower.
Yeah,
I'm
really just an
Lachlan
idiot.
into throwing him into the pit.
I'm just an idiot.
I mean, if Lachlan got tossed into the pit with him and they said, "Oh, there are bats in there," he'd say, "Throw me down the pit."
Do it. I want to see how deep this gets.
Awesome.
I believe Squirrel deserves a natural 20.
The squirrel that was
the squirrel
Not Moby.
came out of hair.
Mannix is going to get his own DM's inspiration.
Yeah.
As I frantically work on putting together a character sheet for him next week.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that because he's going to need the nat 20 to escape the flying snake that's going to try to eat him.
Yeah, his days are numbered. Yeah.
Excellent.
Can we give disadvantage?
Keep away from my pet.
So that you can't hurt him.
Disadvantage to the snake. Maybe that'll be the
DM's
next.
inspiration. Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the next viewer decision.
It should be a disadvantage. It's freaking Zenturum.
I would just like to point out that the Team Tall is talking about needing to discuss racism in the party, and they're both racist against gnomes.
I'm not racist against gnomes.
Viewers at home,
I've been called little.
do not discriminate against your gnomes. Trust your gnomes
It is
to
a
aid
fact.
you
It is a
when
fact.
you're attacking the goblin
little,
army.
But I'm little.
Being racist. Trust me, this is the farthest thing from racist.
I want to get a little gnome face on a T-shirt that says "Trust your gnomes." I want to get that. Totally want to do it. Awesome. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give the nat 20 to Moby for next week, and I would like to. I'm gonna throw in I want to throw in a DM's inspiration for pretty much the party, because I tell you what. Just the role playing that you guys have towards each other. I love Callista's idea about sending the squirrel in to kind of scout out ahead.
That was brilliant. Oh my gosh.
Diana has become like just the persuasion queen out of this. She could.
Oh, I'm like a quarter goblin.
Mr.
Yeah, see, Team Tall's not racist. We're diversity, okay?
I might even be gnome. That's a plot line. We're gonna see if it happens.
If we live.
Just the role playing that you guys have with your characters. I mean, it's really amazing how I feel like I'm just there. Like every single time we've got this group together. Like I can easily,
Yes, Mr. Carrot Rope.
Yes, Mr. Carrot Rope says donate to your local gnome shelter. Yes, that is definitely it. Definitely. And so we'll give DM's inspiration around the board. Moby will have the nat 20 for next week as we embark upon a new journey. I was thinking about throwing out a theme idea for next week. How's everybody like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I'm a fan.
Oh my god.
I can make it work. Well, hold on. We have to clarify this.
Yes.
Are we talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Are we talking the inbred redneck stepchild of them, TMNT?
I'll leave it to your interpretation. I'm going to go old school.
Thank you. Oh, I'm down with that.
Because I used to watch it when it was really poor animation, but I loved it back then.
Yeah.
But now when I watch it now, it's like, oh man, I wish they would have done that a little bit better. Like the other day I was watching and all 4 turtles were red, and I'm like, what? And then in the next scene they were all their different colors.
That's like the old comic book, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like
they would
the old comic.
They would like mess up the colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like you couldn't tell them apart. It was like.
So Puffmaster saying yes in the chat. I guess Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles appeals to him. So I think we're gonna.
Oh my! My god!
Even if you want to just wear a shirt or whatever, I've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. So And
if you're really lazy, just do a hockey mask. Casey Jones.
There you go. Casey Jones, April
O'Neil.
I think Zoss could pull off an April O'Neil. Like she wore that yellow jumpsuit. What is it? It's like a yellow
I could do like a purple stripe and be what's his face?
Donatello. Yeah.
Yeah, Donatello.
You could totally do
Okay.
that.
For you.
I'll stick with purple,
Feels
man.
the heart and soul of that group. I'm so kidding. I'm not that serious.
I gotta find my shredder helmet.
Oh, you got a shredder helmet?
What? What?
And just so everybody knows,
And they come as a box of pizza.
Yes.
We should eat pizza.
We could all during the break. We'll just have a pizza break.
Yeah, make sure you have some pizza.
Get some pizza handy. If you don't eat pizza, I don't know what.
It's a shame we're not in like the same room where it's like we just
Get
like,
a cookie cake.
order a pizza. It would make it so easy.
How about and I really want to do a Star Wars night, but I am waiting on like when we get closer to when the new movie comes out.
Oh yeah, it's like a little more topical.
Yeah, I want to.
I'll be Lando.
I want to save it because all right.
Lando's awesome.
What night?
JJ's got to be solo Frozen in Carbonite. Just saying.
There we go.
I think you can pull it off.
Hey, he was drifting in a moat for an episode and a half. He could do it.
I know.
There it is.
Method to my madness.
Awesome. Well, wonderful job, everybody. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Congratulations to Mr. Carrot Rope on winning our Proficiency Bonus giveaway tonight. I hope
yes, congrats, Carrot Rope.
Yes, I hope you enjoy those once in a lifetime opportunity items that you're going to get from Zoss, and they will be headed your way here really soon. Don't forget to send your information to proficiencybonus@gmail.com. And does anybody have anything else other than to make sure we need to tune in on Monday night to catch Tomb of Annihilation, Episode 3, with Matthew at the
Oh, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, do that.
So,
see how King Wizard the Gizzard Lizard does?
you got really close.
Oh, I messed it up.
Mr. Carrot Rope says, I'm going to be beautiful. And you are, Mr. Carrot Rope.
Guys, I'm sorry to do this. I'm going to have to find a way to kill Josh. He has discovered my secret.
Oh,
no one can know.
Oh, no.
That could complete
Oh,
your
no. Not Josh.
Oh,
He's learned the secret.
You've learned the secret. Yes. Krang hidden in your belly. Yes.
Josh.
Josh. That is awesome, Josh. Well, thank you guys so much once again. Don't forget to tune in next time. If you haven't followed, follow us. You want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and help support us. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you all later. Everybody say bye to everybody.
Cat show.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night. See you next Friday.